Big up, big up, big up. Baz in the house. I see you, my brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see everyone out there in the Liverpool Reds community. We are going to have a interesting show today. I was on earlier on Quasi Bold's show, so shout out to Quasi. Appreciate the invite. One of the real ones out there. I've actually been on, like, I guess you could say I've been on YouTube vacation a little bit, going to some of the other content creators' homes and, chopping it up a little bit. Lady Southford in the house, always a blessing to see her as well. Hope you're well and hope that your husband is well too, despite the fact that he's got to deal with, a champion being in the house. So yeah, it's all good. But there's some talk that I wanted to get into, and it's very, very interesting. Just got done, like I said, the Quasi Bold show. Got into a couple of different interesting topics. Hopefully, I'm going to try to work out an episode with Quasi if he's watching. Big up, Quaz, because he brought up a question out of nowhere that got a lot of people. I don't think of how to put it. Got a couple people, scratching their head as to, good question. And that was the who's got more legendary moments? He asked Stevie G or Divock Origi. So it was a very interesting question. I tried to put it back on him, but then again, and yes, the betrayal. Yes, we're going to talk about betrayal today, and that actually starts the show off. Thank you. Big up to the OA in the house. Appreciate that. It has nothing to do with Florian Wirtz. It has nothing to do with Frimpong. I'm not certain if the OA is a Reds fan or maybe he's a Leverkusen fan. But what I was going to start the show off with is Pep Lijnders, someone that I have defended, someone that I have shown my appreciation for and towards when he was a Liverpool assistant coach, even on his becoming a Red Bull coach. I still gave him his props. So that was that. But reported by some top outlets, and I know that it hasn't necessarily been officially confirmed. I believe that at least what I last saw, our former assistant to Jurgen Klopp, longtime assistant to Jurgen Klopp, I think honestly, and this is just me being straightforward with it, because I'm not here to pretend that this man didn't have a real impact on our team. He is a man who helped build Liverpool's identity over the last decade, alongside the incredible coach that we had in Jurgen Klopp. But apparently he is now potentially joining Pep Guardiola's staff at Manchester City. Honestly, it feels like a plot twist from a Netflix drama. It's like As the World Turns type situation. I don't know, but he interestingly said in his comments about his time ending at Liverpool, he said that his assistant managerial role was ending with Jurgen. He was going to take on being a manager and being a first team manager, obviously, but being a manager on his own, a head coach, if you want to call it that, or a manager on his own. And that was supposed to be it. Yet now, not only is he making a return, he is also making a return to a rival. Now, I know that some people might say that Manchester United is our rival. I get that. They are. I'm not disputing that at all. But what I am emphasizing is that when it comes to real rivalries today, it is got to be Manchester City as our primary rival that we focus on going toe-to-toe against to get silverware. United's down in the dumps. They're wallowing down in with no European football next year. They're losing to Asian all-star, Malaysian all-star teams. They're at the bottom of the table. Some could say Arsenal maybe have taken could take the place of a City now that we've seen Arsenal get 3 second-place finishes for the second time. But I still have Manchester City as our main obstacle in getting Premier League titles. Now, we can speak on the new coach or the new assistant coach for us as well. We can speak on that in a little bit. But what I did want to do is, nice. I'm not going to sing, but a little help from my friends is about to be. I got the Beatles song, a little help from my friends here, and I got Lee in the house. I'm gonna bring Lee into this conversation. Shout out Realism Jared, by the way. Shout out. And I'm gonna send Bash the link as well. Make sure he gets it. But Lee, how are you doing, my brother?
Excellent. Good to see you tonight, mate. Good to see you. Good segue there with a little help from my friends. Love that one. Love that one. Very professional. Very professional.
Yeah, thank you. Getting along. I'm getting the hang of it. Yeah. So, shout out to Brian, by the way, for the Irishman raid. Definitely shout out to Brian. Definitely. Big up. I wasn't aware that Brian was still live. I should have double checked that. If hopefully Brian,
he's coming over now from the others Nalanti as well.
Okay, hopefully he was well into his show and everything. Let me send it to Baz as well. Send it to Baz. There's some questions here, man. There are some questions that big up Bernie, by the way. Big up Bernie. Lady Bernie is in the house as well. Big up to Max. Big up Max. Yeah, I was on Asian Red's show. I was on Copish this weekend. I've been on Quasi's show just earlier. A lot of interesting topics. None of them dealt with Pep Lijnders. And I know how I felt about Pep. I know how I was, I guess, projecting about the idea of Jurgen Klopp even doing some type of Jurgen Klopp even remotely doing the Real Madrid thing. I'm glad to see it's not going to happen, by the way, too. I think Pep Lijnders has just said, I see that rumor. Let me up it. Like, what are you doing, my guy? What are you doing?
I was really happy to hear Klopp say, look, whatever you hear anywhere, I'm not coming back to management anytime soon. He said, if you hear anything in the next 3 to 4 years, it's bullshit. He said, I'm staying out the management game for at least another 3 to 4 years minimum. And I was pleased to hear that. I want the best for him. If he comes back and that, I obviously want him to be a mega success wherever he goes. But I prefer him actually not to do that job because it is a hard job, and I wouldn't like to see him suffer in a job. There's potential he could get that job, and it wasn't all that for him. But who knows anyway?
There's very few jobs that Jurgen Klopp can't, make his own and really do well at. But how are you feeling about this Pep Lijnders talk?
It's a good job for him. I don't mind if he wants to do it.
He's got a second book
working for them.
He's got a second book apparently coming out. Lee.
Yeah,
we got Brian is in. By the way, Brian is in the green room right now. Whenever Brian wants to join, he has.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. Sorry, I thought I
No worries. I know you have the. I just rather than bring you guys, I figured that you can.
Yeah, no, I thought I hit it. Sorry. Sorry.
No worries. I saw the raid, so I wanted to make sure that the people were knowing that you.
No, I told him not to use that word. Don't. Anybody that used that word is banned from my channel. That's all.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How about we it could be the
incursion.
Irishman barbecue maybe, or maybe get together, cookout.
Yeah.
How about the cookout?
That'll work.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big up. Hope that you're well. How's your weekend going?
Emotional. Put it that way. An emotional weekend.
Okay. Definitely. Nalante, are you there with us? I see he's on mute. I want to make sure about that he can hear us. Can you hear us, Nalante? Yes. No. Yes.
Yeah. I'm there. Yeah. Hope you're good, man. You got the chat once again.
Yeah.
Mr. Memo.
Yeah. Yes. Shout out to the chat all day, every day. I was going to ask. I asked Lee. I didn't really give an answer. It's okay, Lee. So I'll ask Nalante. Then I'll ask Brian. Nalante, how are you feeling about this talk about Pep Lijnders joining Manchester City? That's something to me is like the betrayal part. If you see that someone was asking in the chat about the betrayal, that's a betrayal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? I'm very disappointed. I can't lie. I am disappointed. Anyone that says who cares, but we'll be caring if he helps mastermind Pep to them getting the league back next season. I'm very, very disappointed in him because for what he spoke of, forget about loyal to Klopp and the team. He's affectionate in the club. Remember, he came in the club just before Klopp came in.
Mm-hmm.
But for him to just go to a rival like Pep and try and help the mastermind, I'll see it as a betrayal. Honestly, I'm very, very disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
Make no mistake, he's a good coach, but I'll let you continue because I wanted to say some things about him as a coach, but that's fine. But
no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, all I was gonna say is this: he's a very good coach, and people talk. Remember when in Brian's show, not yesterday, the Irish Road channel, like, share, subscribe. MCR Reds Forever, which I'm on,
That's right. Recognize.
Exactly, recognize 12 and good cameo. Shout out to the Coppish, So I don't know how you found that link, but you need to know your contacts. Yeah.
I was wondering that myself, actually.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I was like, how does he do this? I was thinking, bro, I ain't great. How do you... All right, we'll discuss.
Friends
we'll
discuss
places. Afterwards. We'll discuss after the stream. But honestly, his Pep Lijnders
all I know is I heard that guy saying that this is the last quarter, and like an hour later, 12 man was still on the show. It's like, okay.
Yeah. 12 man was upsetting a lot of people.
I like to think that I might not have not always the most popular take on things, but I mean, it's good to have different
Different
No, I'm
sides.
just saying the guy said the calling was over, and that was
Oh,
it.
yeah,
He
yeah,
said
yeah,
last
yeah,
shot,
yeah.
and it's like, and the next thing I was like, oh, I clicked back on YouTube, and you were on there talking. I was like,
said
okay,
what
some
one
guy
man
Yeah,
in the
live.
yeah,
back for a
yeah, yeah.
VIP pass or something. Yeah.
No,
I need
no.
to know.
Cal actually gives a lot of love, as in like a lot of love and respect towards me, towards the show and in general. But like shout out Copper's crew in general does. But I mean, Cal is definitely been a real cool guy. We don't always see eye to eye, but we talk about. I think it's because our conversations are normally very productive. In that, like he knows I'm probably going to have something that might be on the other side of the table from his opinion. Not always, but sometimes. And we're going to try
Talking
to
a lot
go
of shit about
about.
his beard, though. Talking a lot of shit
No,
about his
no, no,
beard.
no, 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 no.
He
Maybe it
did.
was
Gab.
because I came in and said that I don't believe in him being the jinx. So maybe that's why he gave me a little extra couple minutes.
No, he
Because
was
he's
talking about how
apparently
he
a
had like
jinx.
the second best beard, and then he had now the best beard, and he was talking about this beard. I was like, no, there ain't much cheek growth going on there at all. You got a little bit of thing, and then he brings on this guy, this Irish guy. He's like, he
Right?
used to have the best beard, and and he brings on this guy, and this guy was literally like fucking the world's biggest beard. Like,
Yeah,
you see those
yeah.
memes of guys with beards? This thing
ZZ
was
Top.
fucking
He's ZZ
incredible.
Top.
Yeah,
Top.
yeah, 100% like that. And he's like, yeah, I think I'm over. And I'm like, everyone in the chat is like, Cal, are you fucking serious?
Yeah,
This
he's
guy
still
has
trying to connect it.
this guy has enough beards for two people, and you can't even get the cheek bits going.
Yeah.
No, he
That's
was.
hilarious.
I had to. I was in. I gotta admit, I was actually. That's why I kept watching it for a while because he was. It was just funny the way he was like trying to convince himself. Like
That's
this guy
funny.
came on with like extra beard.
He's like, you get a beard type stuff.
Yeah, no, this guy was like full on extras from Vikings or something with like
Yeah.
just
Wow.
ridiculous. Like,
Is
yeah,
he
and
what
Cal
he's
is like
probably was he
stroking his
able
little
to
bits.
like
And he has all the
if you
little
can
gaps on
if
his cheeks and stuff. It's like, no, man, you don't have a beard. You got that thing on your chin, cool, but the rest of it, no,
that's
no.
hilarious. Yeah, anytime you can like do the whole like you can braid your beard, that's you got a beard, man. If you do
Oh,
stuff like you
this guy could have shaved his beard, given some to someone for charity, and still had a beard
had a
left.
beard. Wow. All right now. Well, good luck to Cal trying to measure up
He
to
ain't
that.
growing up.
What?
No, he ain't he's like, yeah. I used to be number two. Now I'm number one. And he brought on the guy who he used to say was number two. And everyone in the chat was like, Cal, you're fucking deluded. There was literally 50 comments going, nope.
Well, I'll ask you the same question, Brian. Nalante was telling me about how he thinks he's a good coach and he respects Pep and the likes and respects what he did here. What's your feelings on this?
No. Yeah, it's a bit of a, like I said last night, I think.
Out of nowhere, too, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it said like, I said, everybody who didn't like him already,
Oh,
like
yeah.
who with the book and all that.
Yeah.
Now he's fucked. Sorry for the language, but
Yeah, no,
if you
sure.
didn't already like him, now he's just that's burning
This is
in
the
the fire,
cement. This is the cement shoes.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, yeah. If you were pissed off about the book, which a lot of people were. A lot of people. I didn't like him as a coach. I didn't really like it. There's something about him as a person.
Mhm.
He wasn't very. He just like, yeah, okay, whatever. But that's not his problem. That's not his fault. He's a coach. He's not supposed to be a communicator, right? But all the people that didn't really care that much, now they'll be like, oh yeah, fuck him, he's a dickhead.
Yeah.
So
easily.
it's pretty. So a lot of people weren't very happy with him anyway, and all those people that didn't like him in the first place, now it's just like, oh, screw this guy.
Yeah.
And he's just a coach. He's not going there to be. I don't think he's going to be going there and say, oh, this is how they used to do stuff at Liverpool. And, like, he's not worked at what we do now. It's
right.
I wouldn't worry about anything like that. You move on. But it is no, yeah. It's
Bernie. That's a good question. You want to answer
things
that part?
No,
fuck
no,
me.
no, he's not. He really is not. I'll put my house on that.
No, Charles. No,
Put my house on that,
he
buddy.
ain't
No.
going.
He's failed as a manager. He's a good coach. Excellent coach, but no,
Yeah,
he's
he ain't
failed
going there to
twice.
take over that. No
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
But it
What
just
was
shows you 12. If you said to me, like, what's your, to me, it's like, out of 10, how much do I care? 3.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know
yeah.
3? Because
Yeah.
it's Pep Lijnders. Do you know? But
Right.
out of 10, how much of a dick move is it? 9.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
proper fucking dick move, but it's not McAllister joining them. It's not Mo Salah joining them. Okay, it's Pep, but it's like, yeah, oh, fuck you, man. You know, I don't really like it at all. You know, he said he would never, I'd never work at Liverpool without Jurgen Klopp. You know, giving it the whole fucking chest
He said
beating
he went
stuff.
further. Brian, he said something on the
Was it?
lines of his assistant. I said it early before you guys logged in. He said that his assistant managerial tenure was over with Jurgen Klopp. He was now progressing on to being a manager and going forward solely as a manager. He wasn't going back to being someone's assistant. He was going to go as a manager. Okay.
Everyone lies.
What's interesting too is I don't know if Arnie even remotely put him in the Rolodex to ask him to be maybe our assistant manager, considering we have an assistant manager leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Pep Lijnders has a relationship with a good deal of these players. Cody is a player that he helped bring in. Lucho, another player that he was integral in helping bring in.
He's got a relationship with all of them. Ain't no one left. He's got all of them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone that he knows is still there.
Yeah. And what was even more of a punch in the gut, especially with this whole Real Madrid with Trent and everything else, and scouts are leaving to go to Madrid for his dream and everything else, and blah blah blah. It was the fact that he got on television on his exit, interview or whatever you want to call it, and he spoke about his children being raised so long in Liverpool that they considered themselves to be scouts at heart. And I'm like, and then you're going to go join Manchester City? Did you talk to your kids about this?
Obviously not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shocked.
So, does Pep Lijnders owe Liverpool more loyalty? Or is this just how modern football works and we just have to accept it and kind of rule out this whole notion of loyalty? And as I guess somewhat of what Abdul was saying in the chat too.
I have to say, I couldn't give a tinker's cut about him going to City. It matters not to me, not one jot. He can do what he wants. Been here, he helped Klopp out. He was all right for Klopp only when boo back disappears. And he can do what he wants. He's a grown man. He can make his own decisions. He can tie his own shoelaces, can't he?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully so.
Do your shoelaces.
Well,
I'm just saying, I learned really fucking late. I mean, honestly, like I learned incredibly late. Honestly, I mean, like 12, maybe. I think it was probably 12 by the time I learned to tie my own shoelaces. Which I know is like 6.5 years longer than it takes most people. But yeah, I just could never.
Were you just wearing slip-ons or something, or what were you doing?
No, other people would tie my shoelaces for me. Basically, I had servants.
Oh wow!
A lot of
servants.
No, I mean
there's
like 6 other people in my fucking house, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know you have come from a big family.
It took me until I was around 12, and even because I remember even on there was just this one time when I was playing football for like my local team, Southend, and I was playing in goal, and I was wearing someone else's shoes, and they were just two sizes. Even though I'm like back then I'm size 12 now, back then it was probably size 11, and even then they were too big for me. But someone else had to actually tie the shoelaces for me. on the pitch
No, okay.
because
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know if you maybe did like the Vans or something, like the slip-on Vans.
No, I hate those shit. No,
Oh,
no,
you
no,
don't like
no.
those? You don't like those?
But I just did the cross. You just did the cross thing. You tied them once,
Yeah.
and then you never had to tie them again. That was it, basically. Yeah. You did.
got
You just that way. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
We have royalty in the house. We have Bernie in the house. Big up, Bernie. How are you doing today?
Permission to join the champions jet, please.
Yes, absolutely. The yacht is docked and ready. Let's
we're
do
on the
this.
Air
yacht.
Force 20.
Yeah, of course. We do it Liverpool style.
We're on the yacht. Who are we going to look for today? Who's our new? Who's in our sights?
Yeah.
Max.
Well, I do have some fun rumors to talk to you guys about. I do have a couple of fun questions to ask you about as well. Brought up earlier on Quasi-Bold TV show. But we're just talking right now.
I did notice that you were on Quasi show instead of mine. I'm just saying, I noticed.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's probably because he sent me an invite. So
My link is always open. The link is always in the chat.
yeah.
It's always in the WhatsApp.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, you need. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You see, 12 needs direct invites. That's the thing. You see, 12 needs personalized invites. Link is always in my chat, man. Yeah. Anyway, so he's fucked off. Ernie, how are you?
It's good to hear we are the champions again at Anfield. The celebrations. It's brilliant.
I hate that song. I hate that song.
Oh, I love it. Well, I think it's dead good. See, it reminds me of when I was a kid and we used to win it all the time. And, we always played it, and that's why I love it so much. Otherwise, I might not be as much into it, but it's directly linked to us being champions and hearing it on the Standing Cock when I was a kid. But I
so slow. Slow. It's just it takes forever to get through 4 fucking syllables. It's just so slow, that song.
Well, Bernie, before we move on to the next topic, can you tell me how you're feeling about this Pep Lijnders talk that we're just speaking on? Can you tell me about how this betrayal? It is the title that I use has the word betrayal in it, and I think that this is an ultimate betrayal by someone that, again, there's quite a number of the players or people that it's difficult in this world to really give loyalty to some of these, not only these players, but just in the sense of, feeling even coaches nowadays. But does Pep Lijnders owe Liverpool more loyalty in a sense? Or is this just how modern football works? And we just have to accept that, us thinking that there's going to be someone that's going to love the badge and always keep it as from a fan perspective. That's just not the era that we're living in any longer.
As I said before,
wait. Let Bernie just finish. Then let Bernie go, and then I'll bring you in, Lee.
Yeah. Sorry, Lee. The Pep Lijnders thing. Anybody who I can only speak for Liverpool and not for any other team, but anybody who's been around or knows Liverpool at all knows that there are certain things that you don't do, which is why Trent has had all the aggravation that he's had. And for someone like Pep, who's been there for so long, and he's been talking to all the people he's talked to at Liverpool, the backroom staff, even the ladies in the restaurant, the canteen, whatever, the physios, everybody to do with Liverpool, he would know that you would not go in the Premier League anywhere near a club that could possibly go up against Liverpool and take them on, because it just looks like you come in, you trying to win against your old club. I agree with you. For me, it's a betrayal. It's a huge betrayal. And I have to say, I did fall out with Pep a while ago, a long time before he left. I didn't like him. I just started thinking he was a bit too arrogant. And he started thinking he was bigger than Klopp, I think, personally. He gave too much
books,
away.
I guess, when the books dropped, or was it before that? Or
no, before that, when he started doing a few of the press conferences. I just felt he gave too much away. He was telling people, he was telling the opposition how we were going to play, how we were setting up for that game, what formation we were going to do, why we were going to do it, you know, how the opposition. And I thought, you keep your powder dry. You don't let the opposition know what you're going to do. It's sacrilege to do that. And then when the book dropped, then I thought, I've never ever known that in all the time. You know, all of us follow Liverpool. Nobody's come out with the book and tried to flog it on YouTube and anywhere else who'd listen, and then get the manager to endorse it for him. When he's and then I think when Klopp started getting burned out. This is my final thing. Sorry, Lee, before you come in. But when Klopp started getting burned out and started dropping off, and Pep Lijnders started taking more of the coaching sessions, that's when, for me, our play dropped off. I just thought we went in a dive when he came in. So now, people might think it was mean turning against Trent. Everyone has their own view on that. But for me personally, I've got no time for Lijnders now at all. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jamie, can I just say, just before you all talk, I mentioned the other night, Jamie Phillips has removed the Lijnders book from the table behind him. It's gone. The Lijnders book is gone.
You know, he got that and make no way he bought that last. Someone gave him that gratis, didn't he? Like, no way he paid for that.
Gratis. Bro, gratis.
Yeah, my thing about he gets a complete pass from me. I mean, I've largely forgotten the man already. I remember Jürgen very well. I remember him being here and all that, like, and he was good. And I had no problem with him, like, you know, getting a bit of. He's got a career himself to think about. He was like putting himself near Klopp and going, you know, here's my book intensity, this is my ideas, and he was shit at Salzburg. And I don't mind him coming back. There is potential comedy value in it, like if it goes wrong and Pep stops coming out for interviews and sends Lijnders out. We used to come out.
What do you think the response is going to be, by the way?
Why City are playing so shit.
Lee, what do you think the response is going to be? Is it going to be, I mean, we all saw, I mean, Pep is not Trent Alexander-Arnold, but I mean, what is the response going to be when he does return to Anfield?
Sleeping with the Enemy, bro, that film.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah, he's gone.
Sleeping with the Enemy, bro.
Absolutely.
Forgotten him, like, I mean, just about remembered his name, Mal Flanders. It's quite distinctive, isn't it? But Mal Flanders can go to City if he wants, like.
Don't even give him the kind of recognition of Bonham. Just go, oh yeah, that guy. That kind of vibe.
But isn't that just
they should all everyone should just turn their backs when he walks in. They should turn their backs.
Yeah, but doesn't that just show you the character of the guy, of what his main
what
mission
you
was?
mean?
I always said that Klopp's last 2 years were wasted by having this guy on the side. For me, he sort of took away Klopp's sort of dynamism. I don't know what the hell it was.
He did.
No,
he did.
You know what I mean? So for me, him going to City just sort of highlights his sort of character, bro.
Anyway,
that's the same. But people were saying about him earlier.
You guys,
hold on. Not everyone talk
Take
over
your
each other.
time. You know what I mean? Take your time.
Well, everyone will get their thought in.
No, I was just saying. People saying around, like his kids are born in Liverpool, so like a job in Manchester. I mean,
I have no idea about that. That's why
I don't know about that either. But yeah, no, but you can see. Okay, just purely from a family point of view. Okay, it's Northwest Manchester, Liverpool is pretty much the same place. But I mean, that's the only kind of mitigating factor I can add to it. The rest of it is like, fuck you, Lijnders, man.
Yeah.
Basically, that's the only. Okay, your kids don't have to move. Okay, I mean, fair play. You know, your family gets to stay where they are. But you go to Man City after doing your whole I'm Pep Lijnders and I work for Liverpool, buy my book. Fuck off, man.
Yeah.
You want to go there? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Pep's about to find out just how.
Forward by Jurgen Klopp, you know. He sold that book on the back of Liverpool, not himself. Like, nobody buys that book if he's the coach of fucking Herrenbein. They buy it because it's a Liverpool book. And he gets, you know, all that. So, yeah, look, go and do your thing and blah, blah, blah. But just consider those bridges burnt, basically.
Yeah, Pep's about to find out just how cold Siberia it really is.
It gets chilly. It gets chilly, Bernie. It gets
Right,
chilly.
I still talk to him. If I bumped into him in Tesco's or something, I go, all right, fella, how you diddling? What's going on, like, in that, in Manchester and that, like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't ignore the man if I bumped into him buying groceries.
Nolante, you wanted to say something too before we go into this next subject.
Yeah, I think everyone wants to do Royal Rumble with Pep. Look, I'm gonna go the opposite way now. In terms of a character, no, you got to be real. You can't be biased. You got to be like, in terms of, yeah, he's a horrible guy and a bit arrogant. Yeah, probably, maybe so. The book was stupid,
He's
and
got a
maybe the
second book
character.
coming out apparently too, by the way.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean that book
Barbara
should be wait.
Carland over here.
No, it's just what I heard today. I heard today he's got a second book that's supposed to be.
Fucking Jitty Cooper.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Big up JK also on the panel. Big up JK.
And maybe the second book is my time, my sleeping with the enemies, as was said earlier.
How I lost my Liverpool support by Pep Lijnders.
Yeah, exactly.
John Grisham of football. He's going to be coming out with a book a year every time he's fucking, My year with Pep.
We could look at it this way. Hopefully it's not a book that he's written yet. Maybe he can wait till he gets within the Pep confines, learns all the secrets, and then drops the book on Pep and says, all right, let me give you all Pep secrets. How about that?
Yeah, he could bring a book out, My Life with Pep, later on, couldn't he, to tell all the dirty secrets?
Yeah. That's a silver lining, maybe. Nolante, what you please do? Finish your point. Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Pep talk. Pep Lijnders.
Pep talk.
I know. You there, Nolante? Go ahead. You can finish your
Yeah,
thought.
I'm waiting. I'm just. Yeah, I'm
no. Go ahead.
Just
Go
wait.
right ahead.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I think I know the visceral.
Royal Rumble, so I'm just waiting for everyone to let their piece. No, all I was gonna say is, look, in terms of a man, in terms of the book, I agree with that point. It's kind of stupid to do a book at that precise. That's just idiotic. And the character of the guy, arrogance, maybe. I mean, I wasn't too bothered about him. He's just a bit, he's who he is. But in terms of a coach, and again, I'm talking about the aspect for our club. We can't sit here and say that he was bad. He made Klopp's style boring, because end of the day, and let's be real, because at Buvac, we played good attacking football, but we were fragile at the back. And what did we win with that what did we win with that at Liverpool? Pep came in, regardless whether you love him and hate him, take away the bias. He made us, because we were playing one way. Now, when Pep came in, he helped Klopp just be open-minded to change to a plan B, so you could play different ways. And we won all the lot. So we can't. So for me, we can't sit here and just say that, oh no, he wasn't a good coach. He didn't do this. He made us better for the long run. That's what I would say. So, and it's not about what he's doing, but we can't just sit here and just say he's a bad coach.
What do you think of him going to City then?
Yeah, City. Yeah, I mean, of course, Bernie going to City. That's just, I don't know why. That's Betrayal, but I'm just talking about him as a coach when he was with us. We can't just sit here and dismiss him and just say he was the bad coach. He made Klopp do this and that. The manager always has the final say. All you can do is import and just say, look, you can try this and try that. Klopp is the man who makes the final decision. That's all I'm saying. We can't dismiss him that he was some boring, made-up play rubbish. No, we were better for it. My opinion, we were better all-rounded team. And the proof of the fact is the fact that we won everything. So that's what I'm saying.
That's a scary thing. I hope that he doesn't bring that same dynamism that you're talking about to City to revive them, because I like where they're at right now, which is downward slope. There is something else that is in the headlines too, and this might hit home a little bit with Brian and maybe even Bernie a little bit here too, is that Kelleher is apparently going to be headed to Brentford. That's what is the reports that I'm seeing. I know originally Brentford, West Ham, and Leeds were in the race for him. There was even some remote talk about him maybe going to Leverkusen, but I think that kind of died down once they went and got the goalkeeper apparently that Leverkusen's going for, because Brentford, Leverkusen were offering 12 million, but Brentford wanted 15 million for Flecken, and now I think they've gone for Flecken, or they've actually gotten the deal done.
To Flecken,
I'm not. I'll let you start, Lee. Just give me 1 second. I'm not going to hate on the fact that Kelleher is leaving. I know this is what Kelleher wanted to do. I think Kelleher is possibly one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. I also think that he deserves a starting gig, full-time, especially cup play and the likes. Players are going to want to be able to get the regular starts, get into their national sides. However, do you think Liverpool's making a mistake by not giving Kelleher his due and allowing for him to be the natural successor to the Ali title of #1 keeper on our team? Or is this something that you're accepting and you think it's the right move?
Yeah, I hope it works out both ways. I hope that it was the right move to replace him, and I hope that his career goes well when he gets away from here. So it's both things, yeah. I just hope that he does well, after serving us well on that. But it was with his contract being down, so to only a year, wasn't it? That's all we got for him. But whether Mamardashvili will be better, it's a bit of a gamble, innit? We all know he's big and all that. It's I don't know. I hope he's good anyway. I hope it was the right decision. But they made it a long time ago now. This decision was made a long time ago to install him as the #2 instead of Queven. So we got used to it a while ago. I think we were used to it all season. We knew he was going to go, didn't we? Once we bought Mamardashvili, we thought this was last season, and it was. Well, wish him well, as I said.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think there's a big difference in
Thomas Frank knows how to get results in the Premier League. He'll be in a decent team. At least he won't be struggling with relegation and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we were saying before he could have maybe gone to a bigger club like in Newcastle or something. But it goes good for him, and he's got his international career to think of, hasn't he?
Brian, I know that the Irish coach Hall Grimson, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, right? Obviously has come out with some very, very supportive messages for Kelleher moving on and becoming a #1 someplace else. Is this the right move? And did we get the proper money back? Or are we getting the proper value back for Kelleher? Or would you have said, you know what, I think we should go forward with Kelleher as being the heir apparent in this goalkeeping position?
Yeah, definitely two different questions, because I mean that price is very controversial. 12.5 million, rising to 18 million. Which I think would probably be more kind of appearance add-ons, as opposed to, Brentford aren't gonna, 5 million if you win the Champions League. No, it's going to be more like 2.5 million after 50 games, another 2.5 million after, that kind of thing. I a little bit disappointed at the level, but the more I'm thinking about it, look, I would have said 20 million. We were talking about this before. I think Kelleher, his price, 1 year left. And I keep making this point. There's only a certain club that wants to pay money for goalkeepers. Once you start saying 25, 28, 30 million, they go, oh, well, look, we'll just go and get this other guy. Right? So we priced it about right. I think 20 million sterling is what I would have been hoping for him. We're going to get probably 18 million. But we're not holding him to ransom. We're allowing him to go. I think there's a lot of factors involved in this, and it does seem very, very low. This 12.5 for Kelleher. Yeah, I can understand why people are not happy with that. But you think about it, 1 year left. It could be 18 million.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not max price, but we're doing him a favor. I think we're not doing him a favor, but we're paying respect to what he's done for us. We're not holding him to ransom.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Mm-hmm.
bit of a thing about we're letting him go to Brentford so Leverkusen can get Flecken, and that's helping us with the word still. That's this kind of thing that's going around. Okay, whatever about that. But
Mm-hmm.
it seems I can understand. I was saying on my show when I came out, I was like, well, I can just see heads exploding. 12.5 million for Kelleher.
Yeah.
And I already saw people go, oh, he's worth 40, 50. Name me the club that's going to give you 40 million pounds for Kelleher with 1 year left on his deal. Name that club. I'll give you a week because you're not naming one. There isn't
Mm-hmm.
one. People, oh, he's worth 35 million starting, 40 million. No, he just isn't. Name me the club that's going to pay that for Kelleher with 1 year left on his deal. That club doesn't exist. So
Um,
I was thinking 20 million pounds.
very,
Yeah,
very
cool.
quick. You can
Maybe.
answer this too. You can answer this real quick too before I let Nolante comment.
I don't know. Like
Do you
this is
think
the thing,
Liverpool
12.
let him pick the club?
I think he can go there. This is the thing. I think it's too low for him, but I think he's played it very well. Because if he goes there, I was gonna say him to Chelsea, Newcastle. That's where I was pitching him. But if he goes to
Mm-hmm.
Brentford for 1 year and is a top keeper, I wouldn't be at all surprised if in a year's time, 2 years' time, he's playing for a level above club. I think he's kind of done a really
Oh, so
good
you
job.
think that you're saying that basically Brentford's just another stepping stone for him?
Shop window, yeah, definitely. Like he'll go. He's too good for Brentford. He
Yeah.
might go there for 2 years, but we know goalkeepers have long careers. There's nothing to say in 4 or 5, 6 years he could look. Jan Sommer is playing for Inter Milan, 36. You know, this guy's only
Mm-hmm.
25. Like I think, yeah, go do 2 good years at Brentford at most. Even 1 good year could see him getting picked up by a big club.
I don't know about
Yeah,
the whole
I
like Flecken thing that you're talking about. I understand exactly why you're saying that too. Like that sounds kind of like that would almost be like you could turn around and
oh
say,
yeah,
"Oh,
people were
yeah,
bringing. I was saying, nah, hard
yeah,
maybe on that for me. People were
yeah,
saying,
yeah."
oh, do you not think it's this and this? It's like, okay, I could understand it, but it was a bit of a theory that was coming up on my show. Yeah, yeah, we've agreed to let him go to them for cheap, so Leverkusen can get Flecken for cheap. So we're in. It's like, oh, okay, that's getting very convoluted.
Yeah, that's
You
getting
know,
yeah.
that was
I
yeah,
would sooner hope that that was connected to us getting like Mbeumo
because it
for
wouldn't mean
cheap.
that the difference was
Like
getting
a Brian
Wirtz.
Mbeumo like deal is because the reason why we're letting this go so cheap is because we'll get a a little bit more beneficial
Yeah,
price.
exactly. There's too many clubs involved in it.
Right, right.
There's one
Okay.
too many clubs involved in that chain.
Well,
But yeah, look, look, if we can get, I'm happy he's going now and can play. Like they're a good club. They're not Chelsea or Newcastle,
right.
but I think 1 good year there, 2 good years there most, and he will. I don't think we'll be surprised to see him playing for Champions League in 4 years' time. You know, I
Wow.
don't think
Okay.
he's now gone down that. You know, I think he can come back up.
Mm.
You know, he
Well,
needs to leave, but
let me ask Nolante, you with us? If not, I can go to Bernadette if you are. I see you're on mute. Nolante, do you see this as a good deal, and do you see Champions League football, not necessarily at Brentford, but Champions League football in in his future?
In terms of the deal, 1 year left on the contract. I think we could have got a bit more, but again, probably circumstances. We've got a good relationship with Brentford. Club to club chairmen were, obviously players that we saw previously. They've had loan players. We haven't really looked at anyone at Brentford. So, yeah, a little bit disappointed, but we could have got a bit more, but it is what it is. But again, there's reports as well. And again, this might be another thing that the fact that Kelleher wanted to leave last year, start of last season. We know that. But obviously Liverpool wanted to keep him. So it could have been the fact of, you know what, look, your fans can have, we want you one more season, then we'll be reasonable in terms of the price to let you go.
Exactly. Spot
So,
on. I think
yeah, but yeah.
you've nailed that there. That's
So
what
you think
someone
it's,
mentioned earlier on.
gentleman's bet or gentleman's bet?
Yeah,
Gentleman's
exactly.
Yeah,
agreement.
agreement,
Exactly.
yeah.
You're spot on there. Not like, we'll let you go for cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But
No.
it's a meeting in the middle. We're not going to stand in your way. A proper offer. I think we're spot on there. That's exactly what's happened here. We're rewarding him for what he's done for us by not standing in his way by going, we will accept nothing less than 40 million euro. No, it's like it's a proper deal. It's a decent deal. It's a good club. He wants to go there, and I think we've done it in a classy kind of Liverpool way, basically.
Mhm. How about for you, Bernie? How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, like everybody else, I thought at first it was a bit cheap for him because I really value him. You know, the fact that he's been a big part of us winning the Premier League this season. I said to Brian earlier, you know, that we've talked about add-ons and things which we're not party to and we don't know. If he gets regular Premier League football, can he improve? And if he improved, would it have been wise to put a buyback clause in just in case? So if Ali retires, you know, and could he come back even better? You know, I mean, they're all ifs, buts, and maybes, but I think the main thing is he goes with good grace from all of us because he's played a fantastic role for us, and he's, you know, he didn't complain. He just got stuck in. So, I think he's not in our face. He's not playing a northern club. You know, he's not at Manchester United or City or Arsenal. He's going somewhere where who's a club with big improvement, hopefully for them ahead of them. But we'll take him on and fight him, you know, on our own level in a game. So I think it's a good move all around for him, and I think he deserves it.
Okay. How about for you, JK?
I just wish him well. Top guy. Played really great for us as well. So for me, best wishes to him, you know. I'll probably agree with Brian in that way, where if he goes there and maybe gets to move on to even a better team, fair play.
Okay. And Leeds, you want to give a shot real quick too?
To Kelleher?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good for us, yeah, and with some success. I just hope Mamadashvili lives up to his billing and isn't, you know, a disaster as a replacement number 2. I don't think he will be. I think he's got, you know, I trust anyway in the scouts. I'll keep my fingers crossed on it though.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Real quick, just to address the question in the chat, Hirambe asked about Mbeumo. I'm not campaigning for a player, but you have to admit that Brian Mbeumo had an incredible year this year. I know that he does and would most likely want to, I see Max comment on too. I know that he probably would want to have more regular time or probably want to be the guy, but obviously he's not going to be the right-sided option that we would go with over Mohamed Salah. However, as Pops I think spoke on too before actually on like because I was speaking on like, you know, that 2-year window of having Mohamed Salah and having Virgil van Dijk here for another 2 years, a solid 2 years moving on from them and doing something in that second year. Having that, we will need to eventually get players that will eventually slot into those roles. It'd be nice to have, as Pop said, you know, have a player that learns from the tutelage of a Virgil van Dijk, learns at the tutelage of a Mohamed Salah, you know, having to compete with those kinds of players and the likes. So it'd be interesting if Brian Mbeumo was an addition. I think he would jump at the opportunity, by the way.
He's a great player. And he's very strong as well, isn't he? You know, that's what I like about him. He just brushed us off, or our defenders off when we played him. I really like him.
Yeah. Speaking of good players, I know I've been seeing a lot of Ederson talk. I've been seeing a lot of DM talk, possibly start to creep up a little bit. When I mean Ederson from Atalanta, by the way, and it's been interesting to me, at least, to see some of this because we do have a absolute great DM. Some people don't think of him as a DM, but we've had a great DM in Grav this year, hybrid DM if you want to call it that. But there are still concerns or people that have concerns about trying to get some depth at that position. I do think that Bajcetic could provide some of that depth, but moving on beyond that, even still, we do have a DM in our midst, and I think it's the Gum Shield Warrior, the Gum Shield Gargon. I think that's what Pops calls him. I call him Wataru Ichiban #1. Wataru Endo said on Japanese TV. The question was, would I really want, or was asked about his future, and he said, would I really want to throw that away and move to another team? I wouldn't. To me, that means that he's in his mind, he would like to at least see out his stay. He's gained the trust, if you want to call it that. I know some people call it, the minutes that players get, or at least the attempt, even the little bit of minutes that this team gets, or these players get sometimes as subs on this team. He's one of them that does get minutes, whether it's at DM, it's been at right center half, it's been at even right back for us in a game or two. And I think he might even play left back, maybe, but maybe I'm misremembering that.
No, he didn't. He definitely didn't play left back for us.
Yeah. Well, I just meant like as in when they were going up, when they were going forward, he was covering that position. That's all at one point. But I guess that's not necessarily playing. You're right. But it does signal that he's most likely going to be staying. I think Slot can obviously count on his leadership and reliability and his professional manner, the way he goes into all these measures of practice, and knowing that even though he's not going to get the start, he still goes in with the same attitude, same intensity, the same energy. But honestly, is Endo going to be a key piece next season? Or should Liverpool upgrade at that position entirely, like with an Ederson or with some whoever, fill in the blank DM, whichever you have out there? Is that really going to be the case? I hope it's not. I think Endo at least deserves one more year with the club. But what do you feel? I'll go in reverse order this time. I'll go JK first this time.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel?
I think it's like this, bro, with him. He knows what his situation is. He's happy with his situation. He's at a big club, bro. He was playing at Stuttgart, and he never thought in his wildest dreams one day he's going to be winning a Premier League title with Liverpool.
Yeah.
So he's counting his chickens or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So he's happy.
Yeah. Jake, say it again, man. Say it again. Not his wildest dreams.
He's rolling up in the He's rolling up in the Mercedes minivan with the 4 or 5. I don't know how many kids. He has a bunch of kids. I know that.
Yeah. And he seems to be happy with his role, bro. And that's what it's all about. When I say about a squad, we don't need to have a bench full of guys who are going to be like, oh, I should be starting. Because what happens, bad energy comes in there. So you need some guys who are just sort of average players, but good average players, who are just happy to come in and do a job when needed. For me, he's not the DM that I really, really want, that we can play next to Gravenberch in a Man City away game. That type of guy. I want a guy in there. The thing is, I like Bajcetic. I love to see Bajcetic come in. But the thing is, could you see Bajcetic playing with Gravenberch with, say, Wirtz in front of him? So it's all about Bajcetic as well. I think this is a question for next season. I like Endo as a guy. He can play centre back. He can play right back, left back. He said it. But all in all, bro, he's like a versatility guy who 100% he'll give 100%.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm happy with them type of squad players, bro. He's captain for his country as well. And I'm not going to say, he should be starting for us next season, because I don't think if it was going to happen, it would have happened this season, I believe. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So for me, he's happy with where he's at. And that's cool.
Okay. All right. I mean, in the chat, if you, I see that Endo's getting love from the chat, which is always good to see. Endo was not necessarily beloved when he first arrived at the team, but he's certainly grown on. I've said it from the very beginning that I think that Endo was going to be one of those like cult heroes, for us at one point or some extent, simply because he was a cult hero at his former club in Germany, having saved them from relegation twice. What would you say to a possible reduced role, or maybe having to rely on Endo? What are your feelings, Lee? What are your thoughts?
I like the idea of Endo staying. I also like the idea of Bajcetic coming back and being given a chance to show he can do something. But I really like the idea of us buying somebody as well, and having an extra body just so we can have that extra rotation next season. Recently, like
Is that coming from your background by any chance?
Brian, I think.
Okay. Okay, no worries. Go ahead.
Yeah, Endo, as I said, I like the idea of him staying. I'm open to that. That'd be sound. But I'm open to the idea of Bajcetic being given a chance as well to show his mettle in pre-season and then possibly into the season. But I really do want to sign him to have an extra body in there for the rotation purposes, because we don't want to run out of gas again in March, do we? Like we did this season. We want to go all the way to the end next season, like without running out of gas, which is something we did. We all noticed that, didn't we, around the Paris game and the Newcastle final, that a lot of them had just played too many minutes, mate. I trusted in Arnie. I thought he knows what he's doing here. He'll get this spot on. But I think he did misjudge just how many minutes a lot of them guys could play. So next season's got to be different, mate. It's got to be different. So I'm open to the idea of Endo staying. I'm open to the idea of Bajcetic having a chance, but I definitely want to see a new body anyway, regardless of what happens.
Okay. I think that that's that. I can understand why you're saying that, but because it could be a case if we were to get another DM, that's certainly going to be someone that you're going to probably rely on as being that second option, as opposed to relying on Endo. But maybe Endo, having shown that he could play, he could be a makeshift right back. He can be a makeshift right center half. Obviously we know he can play the DM role. Maybe that provides him a little bit more coverage or a little bit more insurance.
We were linked with Ederson a while ago, weren't we, when Klopp was still here? We were linked with him quite heavily, when Klopp was still here. And he's a Brazilian, isn't he? So you would imagine he can play a bit as well. Maybe he'd be something slotted prefer as a choice to Endo. Who knows? I think that would probably be the best thing, as much as I like Endo and a buzz off him staying because of his commitment. For him not to play hardly at all, it's a tough one, isn't it, for him, because of the age he's at now and the stage in his career. Winning medals, isn't he? And he has appeared, mainly at centre back, but he has appeared, hasn't he?
What are your feelings, Bernie?
On Endo?
Yeah, on Endo.
Yeah, no, I think he's really professional, and I think...
Does he deserve to stay? Do you think would you want to see Endo stay for another year, or do you think we should move on from him?
Well, I'd like to see who we're going to get, before I said that, because we'd have to spend quite a bit of money. Right. And I think he can do the job, don't get me wrong, he's obviously a certain age and there are other young players coming up. But I just think he's solid for us. So, that when you bring him on, he's going to do the job, and you feel in safe hands. And the last game he played, I watched where they did his stats afterwards, and they were amazing. For the time.
The time he gets on, and how many tackles and involvements and this and that. I know. Exactly.
And duels he wins. Yeah. They're big on these duels now, aren't they? How many duels he's won, and he wins his. And I think he just quietly gets on with that. With what he's got to do. He's a true professional. So I'd keep him definitely.
Okay, so then I know that the number last year was 14 million or something around there, I think, or 14 to 16 million was what we're trying to get, basically trying to get our money back if we were going to move on from him. I know there were reports out there, or there were even content creators out there saying that he was already out the door. He's going to be in Italy or something like that. But let's not get into that. But hypothetically, 15 million pounds comes across the desk for you, Brian, for Endo. Do you say, Endo, thank you for your service, but we're going to move you on? Or do you say 15 million is not? I'd rather have the service of Endo on the pitch than to take the 15 million. Answer that in the chat too.
15 is kind of boring. Yeah, I mean,
he's only got 1 year left on his deal. He's in his 30s.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and just like you said about Kelleher, like those constructs.
No, but there's pieces in place where it's like we need to do certain things. We want to do certain things. Certain things you don't have to do. But if someone comes in and then puts that kind of money down for him, you'd be silly not to take it.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're taking the 15. Okay.
15.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I just saying that.
No, 15 will be low. 15 will be low.
15.
I'd almost rather keep him for 15. If someone
What's the number? What's the number that makes you move then? What is the number that makes you move?
It would start with a 2.
Oh wow. Okay. I really don't think we'd get 20 million, but
exactly, and that's what I mean. We won't. Yeah. So I'd rather keep him just for sake, because the amount of things that I think we need to do this year. Mm-hmm. I would just keep Endo.
Max is all in. Endo for life. For life.
Endo for life.
Endo for life. Yeah, there you go. That's commitment.
Hey. It reminds me of like a Milner type player. He's just pure. He uses professionalism, doesn't he? He keeps himself fit, trains. He's, you don't see him get many yellow cards of anything. He just gets on there, the job, and very quietly as well, really understated. The biggest shock I got was when the last game of the season, where he comes out and he's got 5 children. They're all
he's got a bunch.
They're all
of kids.
tiny.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of kids. That's why he's got a minivan, actually.
Yeah. School bus.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. What midfielder would I sign? I mean, we've already signed the midfielder I would sign, to be honest with you. I would like to see Endo stay, obviously. I think that he does. He has a lot of value, but he has a lot of intangibles, I think, that are what you need, He's a player that does not care where and when you put him in, as long as he could be a part of this club, he's happy. He shows the kind of like, I love the badge kind of mentality. And on top of that, people, it takes us having a Japanese player for us to win a Premier League title, apparently nowadays. So it's good that he can stay. He definitely could help us with that little superstition. If you haven't noticed, since we did have Taki with our last title, and now we have Endo with this title. I don't think we've had many Japanese players before that, if any.
Takuma, what's his name? There's a guy we had. What's his name? Taki.
Oh well, yeah, I said Taki, but I meant like before Taki, or even before Taki. I don't think we've had a Japanese player really. Does anyone think of one? I know Lee and Brian and JK and especially Bernie too are all like historians, Liverpoolian historians.
I think we need Norm for this one.
Yeah, possibly. Dustin wants me to answer the question. I see you. I'd have to give it some thought. DM is not the key role. I look at it as like Bajcetic as being, if you want to say, I think bringing in Bajcetic is the answer for me, because I think Bajcetic, considering that it would be his opportunity to play with Liverpool, I think that would be an addition to obviously the squad that we have. So that would probably be my answer. I'm not looking for. I don't think the DM class is very deep. Maybe some others think elsewise, but I don't think that the DMs out there are really. You'd fight. You do your fighting for to get there. But
according to Transfermarkt, we've only had 2 Japanese players on the ones we've said, and
only 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Takumi.
Yeah, that's why we have 2 Prems. Big up Nippon. Yeah.
Do you know what, Charles? I'm probably going to get shot down in flames here, but I feel like I must have fallen asleep or something and missed something, because I've watched I can't even say his name. Bajcetic.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Stefan. You say Stefan then. Say Stefan.
I'll say Stefan. Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, my teeth can't get around that one. No, I've watched Stefan. You know, when he's played and everything. And okay, I've seen some good play, but I haven't seen anything to say the hype that everybody says we must get him back.
Okay, I'm going to let Brian answer that one then for you. Brian is has rated Stefan quite a bit, and he's been a very big advocate for his abilities. Hopefully, I see Brian's on mute. When he comes back, I'm sure he'll probably answer that for you.
So I haven't seen anything to say that he's any different than any other player we could bring in. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay, yeah, Brian will be back in a few minutes, but it was the injuries. That's what Dara's saying. It was with Bajcetic. There's been chances where Klopp really, I think, did appreciate the player. I think played him at right back at one point, and then allowed for him to invert actually, because obviously Bajcetic can play the midfield, but also he played him at the right back spot in. I think it was a Europa game, I want to say, that he played him in that game.
But was he so outstanding that we've got to get him back? That's what I'm trying to determine. You know, is he that good that we have to have him?
I wouldn't go as far as saying he's that good that he's that much of a needle mover necessarily. I would say that with Bajcetic, the reason why I look forward to him being a part of the club is because we did get little glimpses of his ability, but he has gone on and played well, even though RB didn't do well under Pep and he didn't do too well with them. He was decent. He wasn't great, but he got a lot of starts, got a lot of experience, got Champions League experience with them, then went to Spain and has been playing well with the Spanish team he was playing in Spain. It was actually reported that Barcelona wanted to bring him in. They just couldn't figure out a way to get him on loan though. And I'm actually happy. If he'd gone to Barcelona, it most likely would have been him possibly transitioning to a Barcelona player.
But Charles, if you look at what the chat are writing, most of them are saying the same, that they're not, they wonder why.
No, I get that too, though. I get that. I saw Hirabi saying seems either too slow or not physical enough to play permanent 6 in the Prem. I see that. Dara says he's only 20 and never really had a chance.
But are you talking sentimental over business? That's all I mean. If you got to bring somebody back because they're injured, or or did they show that much aptitude and skill that they have to be brought back? That's what I'm trying to ask.
I got you. I see Max is thinks he's overhyped. I'm not going to go as far as to what he said at the end, but he's overhyped. Okay. I think it would be a good transitional player for us to bring in to give a chance to compete for the role, knowing that we have Endo as a bona fide DM that we can rely on in the role. And he is obviously a utility player that can play other positions, but knowing that it gives you the option of saying, okay, we have Endo. If we want to go and we want to rely on Endo, we can, but maybe we can try to, further develop Bajcetic into the DM that we're looking for. That's how at least I'm looking at it.
Are we saying then he's got more potential? I'm not talking about the same position. I'm just saying as a player, are we saying he's got more potential than Harvey Elliott or Jones or one of those type players that we're looking to maybe move on?
That's a good. Well, with Elliott, they don't play the same position, so I wouldn't bring him into the evaluation. But Cujo, a little bit different story. Cujo has played right back. He's played DM for us. He's played in that pivot. That's a little bit more of a conversation. Do I think that Bajcetic is as good as Curtis Jones? Are you asking? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just saying if we think they deserve to be moved on, Harvey and Jones. And I'm not a big fan of Curtis, I'll be honest with you. For us, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not against him. I just don't think he's good enough for us. But all I'm saying is that, is Bajcetic shown enough skill and promise that we'd put him above those to keep?
I mean, he's on the books. He's at a low. I'd have to look up how much we're paying him a season or a week at least, but I'm sure it's nothing extravagant. He's young, and the fact that we have Endo as a insurance policy at that DM, I just think that he is worth seeing if we can get a real. Because look, Klopp really did value him. Played him in a bunch of games. Considering how young he was. And that was during the era when we had Flacco, actually, and we were, and Flacco was getting hurt. He wasn't really available at times. And who was the player that Klopp turned to? A young, I think at the time, 19-year-old, I want to say he was, or something like that. That's incredible. That's some incredible, belief in the player. If that's why I'm thinking. I think as Dara's saying, he's a prospect that's worth keeping, basically. And if he isn't, hopefully then he's made enough of a push. I told you about Barcelona's interest in him. I forget the name of the team, La Paza, I think, or something like that. The team that he's with now. Was on loan with in Spain. What was it?
Las Palmas.
La Palmas. Yes, that's how you pronounce it. They were interested in wanting to continue with him at the club.
I think he's great. I really like Bajcetic. I'm a big fan. I'll be not devastated, but I'll be pissed off, as I've been many times before, though, if he doesn't work out to be a good player, because there looks to be a good one in there to me, from what we've seen of him under Klopp before he had injury problems. So I'd like to think he has got a future here under Slot, because he can play as well. I like him. I really like Bajcetic. I will be annoyed. It'll do me head in if it doesn't work out with him, because I think he was a good signing.
To be honest with you, Lee, I felt like that about Doak. I thought Doak was a good. I would have liked to have seen him back to see what he could do for us after we'd put him out on loan. I thought he had a lot of potential, but obviously we all think different because not everybody does. I think the same way.
Yeah, Doak's problem was the same as Chia's, wasn't it? Like Mo Salah was in front of him.
It doesn't. It doesn't really hurt us to keep him. And look, I see in the chat the names that they're putting out for this. Kevin just said it. Abdul said it. I think Dustin might have said it as well. Basically, giving out a shout for Baleba. I think Baleba's a talent, a real talent, a talented player.
Yeah.
However, I also think that Baleba, considering that it's Brighton, I don't think Baleba has the kind of release clause that McAllister has in his deal. So with a Baleba, you're looking at probably 60, 70 million maybe or something like that, simply because it's a prem tax and the likes. Am I willing to pay 75 million, let's say hypothetically, for Baleba, or try to see what we can get out of a player that's already on our books? I'd rather go the other route. I'm just playing it from a business perspective, but
I do like the sound of Edison though, because we're talking about him. I think he could potentially be a good sign for us in that position, because there's not that many out there, is there? There isn't loads of DMs. There never does seem to be. Like, I mean,
it's not. Tell me about Baleba, not to cut you off, I was going to say real quick, you're right. Baleba's a name that's worth talking about. Maybe even Ederson, you'd go as far as being worth talking about. But I bet you can you name 5 DMs out there? I mean, obviously Rodri would be someone, but let's be someone that's actually, someone that you can actually see us getting. Can you name 5 DMs out there that you think are worthy of us pursuing, that are real difference makers, fit into our club?
It's a struggle, isn't it, to name? I mean, still is a no-go now. We know Real Madrid want him. That's a no-go. One of the I had to
Wharton's the name out there. I got you. But
one I thought of was Douglas Luiz, the former Villa midfielder who went to Juventus, because he was very good in the Premier League for Villa. I think he can play.
Have you heard much about his play? I mean, like,
I think he could stand in for Gravenberch. If Gravenberch wasn't able to play, I think Douglas Luiz could perhaps play in his place. If you put Endo in for Gravenberch, it drastically alters the midfield, doesn't it? When it's Endo, McAllister, Sobbers, like. I mean, maybe Wirtz will make a change to it, and we'll change our formation slightly. Then it might benefit Endo. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen in that position, but I do want us to buy someone as I do at centre half as well, like.
Okay.
And the forward.
And the forward. I got you. JK's back with us. Want to weigh in on the DM? Can you name? I mean, he's got maybe. There's some names out there. Okay, Pops has put in some names here. Let me bring in Pops' 5 names. He's saying Stiller, Wharton, Ederson, Kamara, and Baleba are 5 names that he would say are worth being on a short list. Are any of those 5 names really so box office to you that you go out and you pay whatever is necessary to get them in through the door? Because I mean, they're talking about something like close to 100 million for Wharton at one point.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I ain't paying that. For me, bro, it would be Stiller playing in Stuttgart, getting a German cap, and I know Dara really likes him as well. But he can score and set up goals as well, bro. In the final, the FA Cup final they had the other week, he got 2 assists, and he can score beauties as well. So for me, I would be gaming after Stiller, bro. I know that other teams are sort of looking at him as well, big names. So for me, he'd be the guy.
okay,
he's no Brad Pitt though, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
All right. I think I'm going to go to the new Brad Pitt movie. Actually, I'm looking forward to seeing that movie.
Yeah.
Actually, he's in the F1 drama style movie. I'm going to go to the IMAX to go check it out, which should be pretty cool. F1 style stuff. Let me see, what is Stiller's what his market value is coming in at. So Stuttgart's and Angelo Stiller will cost around 40 million euros. Real Madrid are interested. That was in May 16th. So yeah, looking at like around 40 million.
It's not
That's
really
pretty
crazy.
cheap, actually.
I'll be straight in there. Doing business with
It might be.
already.
It might end up getting. It does say. Also does say there are reports suggesting Real Madrid are interested in Stiller, and a transfer fee of around 60 million euros has been met.
Well, bro, I'll go for
value
one of their
46
guys then. If they're willing to go for him, I'll get one of their two guys, Camavinga or Chukwemeni, either one of the two.
Tuchemeni, thank you for saying that, by the
Exactly,
way.
bro.
Apparently,
He can leave
Tuchemeni
there.
is on the verge of being phased out of Real Madrid.
Yep. If they're after Stiller, that just says that, we want to go for this guy. So for me, one of them three there, why not? Because like Belieber,
I would Tuchemeni. That's a different story. If we were able to get Tuchemeni, oh my
I'd be
goodness.
happy. Him and Gravenberch.
Could you imagine if we got in this window, Perkez, Florian Wirtz, Tuchemeni, Frimpong.
Whoever did the best ever presentation video interview ever.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
I'll talk about that later.
Camavinga would be phenomenal, but Camavinga to hold on to. Tuchemeni apparently is
he'd be ready to go.
Is apparently suspendable.
He'd be the guy, bro. How old is he now? Offhand?
I'll find out for you right now. So they have let me see. The market value of Tuchemeni is estimated to be around 80 million euros. But that was like a year ago, so it could fluctuate. Trying to see a more current value for him. Let's see. He is 25 years old, by the way.
Oh, perfect. Him and Gravenberch together, forget about it.
Yeah.
That's the type of guy. Like for me, I'm just a happier team. Van Dijk's a better defender. I'm conceding less goals with the top DM in there. It's just the way it is, bro. For me, a DM would be the icing on the cake if we get left back in and Wirtz in. And whatever comes after that, like for me, the 9 situation, that's a different story altogether. So, but for me, a DM like that, sorted.
So Kevin's saying they're interested in about Brighton's willing to consider offers around 65 million euros for him. But they said that they have reportedly set a price of 120 million due to interest from Chelsea. Oh yeah, say and Liverpool, they know they're not getting that price, but because we have more we'll have a little bit more wordful common sense when it comes to negotiators. But Chelsea, different story. Let me go get out the good china for you to have a seat and talk.
As soon as we say we're interested in somebody, the price shoots up through the roof.
It does. It really does.
Yeah, but we've got some good bargains now. Come on. Like, when you look at McAllister, Gravenberch, not really high fees. I think Szoboszlai was sort of high, in my opinion. But Gravenberch, McAllister, 30 odd each. Can't man with that.
Well, let me ask you about one other player then that is apparently close to being either signing a new deal. It's interesting because there's been reports saying that he's out the door. I know that there were also, I saw there was a letter or a Twitter comment that that Lucho's wife wrote that was a very endearing and positive message, but it was something sounding a little bit like a thank you and good night style message. And let me bring Nalante in because I'm going to ask Nalante to open up this one for us. Lucho. Luis Diaz has been targeted by Al-Nassr. They're apparently preparing a bid. The price is supposed to be at the asking price of what Liverpool would require to move the player to a new team. I know Barcelona are interested, but Saudi cash talks loud, people. So
How much, Tom?
I'll get you the price. It's around like 75, 80 million, I think, or something like that. I'll get you the price. I'll get you the exact price. But the sale could obviously help. Could help bring in or help lessen the blow from the expenditure that Wirtz is going to be. I know that we're still we're going to talk about that coming up real quick too. But let me see. The move is apparently, they're saying, unrelated to Ronaldo. Apparently writing that this chapter is over in his life with him being in Saudi Arabia. There's also reports that because this is the team I believe that Sadio Mane plays for as well. I believe that chapter is coming to an end too. Yes, it's being reported that they're offering 85 million euros for him. That's what the offer is. 85 million euros.
Seem right, Salonin, when you think about the little pittance he's on. Compared to other players. I mean, it's not a pittance, that sort of money, but compared to other players we've got, and he's played in, week in and week out.
Yep.
It seems really bad to let him go. Yeah, I think we should reward him, really. Big
time.
Yeah, give him a wage rise and encourage him to do better, because he's done it without being encouraged, really.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a good season for me. He had a good season. Yeah, you miss him for a while.
Is this the time to? No, just real quick though. I ask you: is this the time to He's had the best season in a Liverpool red kit. Personally, I think that he is the best. He's the best left winger in Premier League football today. Is it maybe the time to cash in if Saudi Arabia? He would be moving on to play with his countryman in John Duran, who does play out there too. It would obviously be an increase in his salary. It would be absolutely life-changing for him. And I don't know where the ceiling for us giving him a pay increase, because that's obviously one big stickler in him staying, is he probably wants a pay increase. We all know that.
But bro, with 3 years, how long has he been with us? He's been on them wages. Like, come on. Like this season, he was the one guy I knew he's going to put 100% effort in. When you get a player, even though he might not do something special in the game, he's going to be in the game 100%. He's going to do something. And I think Diaz has had a top season. So for me, I think, look at all the tournaments we've got. We need two players in that position, Gakpo and him, for example. I think valuable squad member. He's become that this season for me.
Can I ask you that real quick?
Go. You know that.
All right. Let me ask them. I'll ask and just try to give a concise answer for. I'm just going to ask the entire panel for their opinion on this question.
Is this a poll for Dara?
No poll. No, it's not a poll for it. No.
Yeah, it's strip club.
No, it's not a strip club at all. No, not at all. What I was going to, that totally just so I got to backtrack and think of what it was I was going to ask you.
That made you laugh in it, right?
Yeah, that made me laugh.
It's gone.
All right, so 85. I got the question. So let's say, yes, Diaz, hypothetically, we take the 85 million euros, or that's I don't know, what is it that what is 85 million euros in pounds? What would that be? That's like 70 million,
70
70
mil.
million.
A little bit more than that. About 75. I would say about 75 because it's gone really
Okay.
down now, bro. Yeah. The price, like the pound and euro, compared to back in the day, you was getting £1 for €2. You're not getting that no more.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, 75 million pounds, let's say, which is the conversion then, 70, 75 million in that ballpark. Let's say Klopp. Slot makes Cody, who's a natural, we have coverage at left wing. 71.7. Thank you, Kevin. Would you think that Cody can produce the same amount of goal output that the two have done together? Obviously 20, I think he had 29 goals. I'm just going by the top of my head. I think he had around 29 goals. Salah did. On the other side of the pitch, I think this year, I'll double check. I'll just bring it up. But I think it was 13 goals Lucho had. Let me double check for you guys. It was in the 20s, around in the 20s that they had. And what I was making I kept emphasizing when I got into conversations about, some of these players, about the output from Lucho. What's unique about the output from Cody, together at least in that left wing position, is that they're producing very similar numbers as our right side, albeit our right side's coming from one player. Our left side used to produce that as well when we had a Sadio Mane there. But now we have two players that are producing the output of a similar output as a Mane before them, or even a Salah currently. And it's probably helping them out in the sense of being able to have coverage and in the sense of it's not having to rely on just one player doing it. If one player falls off or injured or whatever, we have another player that we can fall back on. Do you think Cody could step up to the measure and be that everyday left winger for us and produce, say, Mane style stuff, but because I don't want him to be compared to that. I don't want him to like those considerations, but I'm just saying, can he at least produce 20-something goals? Can you see a Cody producing 20, 25 goals? I'm asking Alante since he's on mute, and then I'll go Bernie, and then I'll go to Lee, and then I'll go to JK. Do you think he could do that, Alante? And if okay, Alante's with us.
Can Cody get 20 plus? We're talking about the league, or are we talking about all clubs?
Yes, that would be in the league. That would be in the league.
Jeez, I mean, do pigs fly these days?
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's
Okay.
is there any penny in the money for unsucceeding swearing on the show? We get Dom Hassan on this channel.
Yeah. Easy now.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Look, he can. Will he? I don't know. I'm not sure. He can do it, but I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. If I'm honest, I can't really answer that. I don't know.
10 goals in the Prem this year. That's what Cody had. 13 goals.
Decent.
13 goals in the Prem is what Lucho had, by the way. So we're looking at 23.
Yeah. I mean, decent amounts, but would they get 20? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, if I'm honest. I can't lie.
And by the way, and this is also me stating it from the fact that what was the year? I'm gonna pull it. I had them both in there, but let me bring it up. Because what year? Let's see. Hold on. Double check for you.
Mm-hmm.
Prem. That he had 16 in his last year with us. The year before that, he had 11 because he was injured. 2019, 2020, 18. 2018, 2019. Did he have? Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to. I wanted to make sure because we have seen Mane score over 20 goals from the left side. By the way, so it's not like it hasn't. I saw Max say it's impossible or something along the lines of.
No, it's not impossible. But
for it to be like, Salah to be over 20 plus and have a left winger get 20 plus. It is possible. It is possible. You have to get a creator in Wirtz,
yeah.
For me,
Can Cody be a 20 plus goal scorer in the Prem?
I'll say it when it's my go. Yeah.
It's a major too, by the way. I'll let you answer, JK, but it is a major step from 10 to 20. I will accept that too. By the way.
Who's next?
Okay. Milanta, you answered, right?
Yeah, I answered. Yeah. So the guys can.
Let me let Bernie and Lee go, and then I'll let you answer last, JK. Bernie, can Cody score 20 plus in the league?
Cody's a bit of an enigma to me, to be honest with you, because you see him produce some great goals, and you think, oh wow, if he could keep that up consistently. But then he drops off. So then I look at it and ask myself, well, is it because of who he's got around him playing? If they're not producing for him, he's then left adrift trying to make it. And you do see him work really hard, trying to get in and get the ball. He does work a lot, and he's got a good work rate. Will he improve with these new players in? Probably. Can I see him getting 20? No.
Okay. All right. Lee, do you see him? I'll repeat the questions. I know you might have zoned out probably or something.
No,
Cozy,
I think Cozy can definitely score 20 plus goals in the Liverpool side in the future. And I think he could do it next season. If not 20, not far off it. He had an injury this season, didn't he? I mean, him and Gakpo's tally is a lot better than Nunes and Jota's tally, isn't it, for the season? It has to be said. But I think Cody could easily score 20 plus in a good Liverpool side going forward, which is hopefully what we're going to be with the additions we get on top of what was here already. Yeah, no problem. He could score 20 plus.
Wow. Okay. All right. So that's 1 no, 1 maybe, I think. Lee's a definite yes. I want to make sure. Milanta, you said no, right? You don't see him doing it.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, you said no. Bernie, you said maybe or you said no?
No.
You said no. So 2 no's, 1 yes. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. JK, I see what the chat's saying. Chat's emphatically saying no. I actually will say this too before JK answers. I'll at least give you this to the chat. I see it as there's a stronger likelihood of Cody scoring 20 plus goals than I do see Lucho scoring 20 plus goals. I'll say that.
Be interested at the end of the season, won't it? Just to, these questions you're asking, 12, you should put them up or try and keep them at the end of the season. Go back and review.
Go back and review them. Yeah, that's a good point. I'll have to highlight them or something. Dara says yes, completely agrees. Kevin says Cody's okay. So Kevin and Dara are with you, Lee, in saying yes. I saw Max said no. Hirambe said no. And they were with Bernie and Milante. I think, and Pop said no as well. Okay. I'd love to hear why Pop thinks too, by the way. But tell me what you think. 20 plus goal scorer, can Cody be it?
I say it like this, bro. When he left the Euros, he was the highest goal scorer. I think he got 7. And then this season, he just kicked off. And until he got injured, for me, he was probably after Salah's best player attacking wise.
Yeah.
And he was probably on his best form. He's at like for us 100%, like just he was on it. And I was thinking, you know what, this guy can probably get 15, 16, 17 goals because like he didn't really play the last 10 games of the season, bro. Really, he couldn't find his feet. And then the last 2 games, he sort of got better, but he wasn't the same Cody pre-injury. A full fit season from him, I think that momentum just sort of got messed up with that injury, bro. I hope he didn't have that because I think we could have probably finished stronger. You know, he would have definitely got more goals. He can shoot, very good finisher. I think Brian always says he's probably our best finisher and stuff. He's got a fierce shot. He can head the ball. I like that goal he scored the other week against Arsenal. Robertson cross, bang, goal. That's the type of goals I love. We need to see a bit more of that because normally his goals come from getting the ball from the wide, bringing it in, bang, you know, the side of the goals post. He could do it. You know what it is? He's capable of doing it. That's the thing with this guy. I'm not going to say no, he ain't doing it. And Max,
he's got the backing of the coach too. That helps a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying, bro.
I mean, he's going into games where he probably shouldn't be even going into the games. Case in point, Newcastle, he should have never even touched the pitch. He was hurt. He was just working his way back to form. He didn't really necessarily deserve to be on that pitch, but
I think in Cody's case, we haven't seen the best of him yet because he's still developing. Lucho's older, and Lucho might not get much more better, but Cody will, I think, and he's reaching his peak age for the forward. He's not there yet, like his peak age for the forward, is he, Cody? He's still relatively youngish. He's very experienced, but you know what I'm saying? He's like mid-20s, isn't he?
How old is he? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, how old is he?
Cody is 26 years old.
Yeah, so he's got his late 20s, hasn't he? And they should
Lucho is 28.
Lucho's a couple of years older than he. I think Cody, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he got better season on season from here on in under Slot, and that his goal output increases as well. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens at all.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Top season.
So your vote was a yes. I just want to make sure.
I'll go yes, bro, because like for me, he's capable of scoring. It ain't like he can't score goals. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it is. He's definitely he is a main focus or a main piece in our offense. So that's just interesting. I was just wondering, just putting out there, just interesting questions.
Did you put a poll on?
Yeah, no polls. The other news, I do have some other news out there. Obviously, Frimpong has officially made himself a Red. The other news also of Florian Wirtz is still that it is in the process of being completed, but Kirkes and both Wirtz have said yes to Liverpool, just about working out the deals and getting it across the line. They've agreed to the wage demands and all the other stuff. Now it's just about getting it across the line with their parent companies right now, or clubs. It is something great to see. Just speaking on Frimpong alone, by joining us, he will be the fastest. I'd like to see a race between him and maybe Dom, but apparently he will be the fastest Red in our team. He clocks in at a 36.34 kilometers per hour, which was top 10 in the Bundesliga. That outpaces even Lucho, who is at a 34.92 kilometers per hour pace. He's done over 1,000 sprints, in this season. That's the second highest in Germany. He obviously brings back a right back / wing back / right wing hybrid. It's a direct fit for Slot's high energy wide play. Is Frimpong the final piece in replacing Trent's attacking output, or does he offer a completely new dynamic? Is what I'll ask to the panel, and then hopefully the panel can stay with one last. I do have one. It's not a poll, but I do have one last question that I want to carry from Quasi Bold TV's episode that intrigued the mind. But can you answer that? Is Frimpong a good replacement for Trent? Yes, no. If you want to go that through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in terms of what you said, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Lee. Go lead Bernie.
In terms of what you said, does he replace Trent's attack and output? Yes, probably, but in a different way. Like, he likes making runs, whereas Trent like picking people out who's made runs. But I think he can be just as effective, just as deadly, just in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big up, Dara. Take care, brother. Take care.
Peace, Dara.
Okay, all right. How about for you, Bernie? Are you happy with the replacement for obviously Trent's departure of offensive output?
Yeah, I think if you were looking for somebody close to Trent and a lot of Trent's skills, I think Frimpong probably ticks a lot of the boxes. But also as well, that speed. I always thought, once Mane went, but before when we had Mane, say Coutinho, Firmino, and Salah, Trent, we had that fantastic breakaway play and counter-attack play, and then invariably always led to goals. And I thought, God, we haven't half missed that. It's one of the things everybody can race down the pitch, and then they get stuck in this defensive block in the box. It used to drive me nuts. I'd be shouting at them. But so for me, sorry to go off a bit. Yeah, Frimpong, that speed is what we've needed, I think. And if we can get that with Kirkers on the left-hand side, I think that's a fantastic, exciting play for us.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely.
I'm going to have to do what Bernie suggested earlier and make sure that I put down some of these questions, because that was a very good question, or at least the comment sparked an idea, at least. Max said is no free kick replacement. I think we have, obviously Dominic takes free kicks for us on occasion. I'm not necessarily sold on Dom taking our free kicks, but I am if we have Maka possibly as an option, or Virgil van Dijk starts taking our free kicks. Maybe. Is it JK? You feeling that?
You can bang him in. I've seen him.
Yeah. He was asked that question too, by the way, in an interview. They were at the AXA facility, and it was who's the Wrexham goalkeeper that does content?
You used to play for England.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the goalie used to play for England? What's his name?
Ben Foster?
Yeah, Ben Foster.
Foster. Yes. Ben Foster was asking Virgil van Dijk some questions in the AXA facility, and he was asking him about, he's like, oh, you used to take free kicks. And he answered, well, we have Trent, we have one of the best right now in that Trent Alexander-Arnold takes our free kicks. And he's like, well, why don't you take them? And he's like, oh, well, I'll leave that to him. I think he might even said, I'll leave that to him while he's with the club or something. I don't know. Maybe he didn't say that.
Until he's gone.
Yeah, until he's gone. Until he's not here. I'll let him do that.
Watch this space.
Yeah. For me, bro, the Frimpong thing is, his pre-interview is, for me, the best I've ever seen.
Oh, you want to talk on that? Yeah, go ahead. You can talk on that.
The top lad.
I'll ask Delonte my free kick question. Go ahead. You can talk on that.
He just wants to play for Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen it like that. I've never seen a player so eager to play for Liverpool, man.
It helps when your dad is a Liverpool fan.
And humble, JK, as well, wasn't he? I'm going to do my best for you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. He's very humble about it. He's going to be an instant hit with the Liverpool fans, I think, that lad.
Yeah. Nolante, you with us by any chance? Are you able to take a question?
Yeah.
Okay. VVD, our new free kick taker, now that Trent Alexander-Arnold is gone.
Yeah, sure.
Would Would you?
Why not, man? I'm surprised he's been hiding for the last 6-7 years. I know Trent, but not every Trent free kick goes in, man. He should be on that.
I think especially for those ones that are like the ones that are from far back, from a distance.
Yeah, they're the ones he's good at, aren't they? You can't half whack it.
Yeah. I mean, the way he's able to, pinpoint. I've seen him do, when you try to clip the bar, when you try to hit the bar from like distance, he's hit the bar from like center field, or center pitch.
Yeah, he's very good, isn't he?
Yeah.
You never know. Szoboszlai likes taking free kicks. We might see a few more Virgil outside the box efforts, like now Trent's gone.
Yeah. Max,
you can always get deflections on those long ones as well. You can always get deflections on them, can't you? With people running in and stuff, or get the rebound. The rebound's good from them. Like if you work the keeper, but he can only palm it back out into the box.
Mm-hmm. Pops is saying, I did say McAllister. I already know Matt, because I said that was my answer. Maka is someone that obviously I think we'll probably turn to for the free kicks. Maybe Salah tries to throw his hat in that ring, but Robbie says he thinks McAllister can take a direct free kick.
Sorry,
Pops. Okay, go ahead. What did you want to say, Lee?
Sorry, it said Mo's free kicks and no good. Mate, I've seen is the bad.
Oh, I know. Sometimes
it's not his thing. It's not his thing, mate, is it?
It's really not. You'd think it would be, but yeah, he provides a left foot. That's probably why. Pop says, nah, let Dom or Mac 10 deal with them. DVD hasn't banged one of them in way too long. Okay. I'm just telling you what he said in that interview with Foster. He said that he still got it. He still got that in his resume, in his repertoire, he said. So,
he's a good. I mean, he is a good footballer, isn't he? Like people just think of him as a defender, but he's actually a very skilled footballer. So I wouldn't be surprised if he could replace Trent in it.
I think it would be extremely interesting if he were to step up and do that. But I got you. We got you. So did you guys want to hear? So I saw, unfortunately, Latte dropped out. So it's just the three of us. However, let me do this too. Let me bring Bernie closer to the group. So this was the question that was posed by Quasi, and Late's back. Okay, cool. And it was a very interesting question. I'm going to ask this as we're getting close to the end of the show. I'm going to ask this as one of those interesting questions that that I got asked on another show, and I thought I'd bring it back to our show so we could hear your comments on it. And it was this. Quasi asked me, who has more legendary moments? Stevie G or Lord Divock? Who would you say has more legendary moments? Oh, it's quiet. It's quiet on the waterfront.
Stevie G and Origi.
Yes.
No, Stevie G's got well more moments, I think, but
legendary moments. Legendary moments. Legendary. Not just moments. Not just moments.
It's a bit of a fair and unfair comparison for Divock, that one, because Stevie had so many. But I get where you're coming from. Yeah, Origi had loads. Yeah, there was loads of great moments, wasn't there, with Origi? And not just the momentous ones, just winners in games. He was always a great, a dangerous player for us.
Yeah,
I mean, he was here.
Everton, the champion kick. Corner taken quickly. He scored in our Champions League final. I mean, he's got some memorable moments.
It's the Everton one, obviously, for Scousers anyway. It's got to be the Everton one, even over the Champions League one, mate. It's well above it for me. Mm-hmm. It was just so funny.
Justin saying Origi. I mean, football is nothing without Origi. We all know that. But
Well, I remember when Klopp come in, Klopp didn't buy Origi. When he come in, he said, "Oh yeah, I wanted him when I was at Dortmund." He said, "We'll have some fun together, is what we'll do." They were his words, and he did. They had fun together, the pair of them, didn't they? It made me laugh when Klopp said that.
All right. So Dustin's going to Origi. Lee's going Stevie G, obviously. Bernie. Legendary moments. Legendary moments, not just moments. We're talking legendary moments. Obviously, Istanbul and stuff like that is legendary moments. That kind of legendary.
I don't think it's fair to compare them because, he was an impact player, Origi, wasn't he? Compared to Stevie, who played every game almost. So I don't think it's fair to compare them. But if you're going to make a direct comparison for numbers, it's got to be Stevie G for me.
Go Stevie G for you. Okay. JK. What would you say, JK? Hopefully JK is with us. He might not. No? Okay, well, if JK is not with us, Nolante, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
Tough question. I see the only person in the chat so far that's willing to step up. I know it's difficult to say anything that goes against a legend. I mean, he's a legend in himself, So every moment he makes is technically a legendary moment, I guess you could say.
I'm going Gerrard.
Stevie G. Three
Yeah.
for Stevie G. How about for you, Nolante?
No, it's got to be Stevie G.
Oh, or Stevie G's. I'm gonna tell Quasi that he needs to come on and defend his boy. Obviously, he made the comparison because he thinks Divock is the guy.
He's thorning at it on the side more than one for Origi. It was just that goal in the derby, like when Pickford messed up. It was just sublime. For comedy value, it was the greatest of all moments. It was the iconic moment for some people. That
Yeah.
To see
Joe in the Champions League.
Yeah. It's just it's a fun question. It's nothing. Don't take too much. It's not saying Divock is bad or Stevie's not that great or whatever. None of that.
Nah.
It's just a fun question that he posed. I thought it was. It was like a versus. I guess it's like a versus question. So it was a very interesting one. I see Max and Pops both. At least Pops gave a shout out to Lord Divock, but he still said Stevie G. Max said Stevie G. The question, Kevin, was who has more legendary moments, Stevie G or Lord Divock?
Yeah, for me, bro, I'm disappointed in how Origi's career sort of tailed off. I think he was just made to play for Liverpool, no one else. Because how can he be so sort of good at Liverpool, then go to AC Milan?
Everybody, I knew everyone was. I know.
So, how did his career just go away? Where is he now? Actually, no one even knows.
Maybe because sometimes some players are meant to just be. I mean, look, if you needed a goal, what did Jurgen Klopp say? He would go to Divock Origi for that goal. We're down. We need a goal. He looks for he knows that Divock can bring that goal. He can bring that moment. That is powerful to say, especially for someone that doesn't start, isn't the starter, isn't going to start in front of Bobby. It's a powerful statement from Klopp.
It's a bit like that. What's his name? Super Sub Johnson.
Yeah.
A bit like him. He couldn't get in every game, but when he came on, he certainly made an impression and could win us a game. You do get players like that, don't you?
Yeah, but sometimes what happens when you get tagged as a super sub is one day you think I've had enough of that tag. I don't really like that term. In Germany, they call it the Joker.
Oh, do they?
They call it the Joker.
We hear
and I'm
that
thinking,
the Joker.
That's so rude. At the end of the day, when I don't want to be named as the super sub. If you're a donkey and you end up at Liverpool and you end up being a super sub, you think happy days. But when you're like Origi sort of level. One day you think, you know what, I want to be that first regular number 9 striker starting.
Yeah.
And he knew one day he ain't going to get that. Hence why he ended up moving. And I think in a weird sort of way, I wish we just kept him for another 2 years.
Yeah, but don't you think as well, JK, that sometimes, you are where you're meant to be, because if he's gone away and he hasn't done anything better, but and not just that, he, whenever he was asked, Origi, he said he was happy. There's not many people who are happy sitting on the bench just getting called on occasionally, and for us, okay, we cashed in on that, which isn't very fair to the player. But it got us what we wanted, but I'd rather have a player who's screaming to get off the bench and onto the pitch than someone who says, "Oh yeah, no, I'm quite happy. I'll come on and do what you want me to do," and that's great. But it's not going to get him first team play. So
Oh yeah, but you can't. You know what it is with Klopp though. You can't. I actually like the way certain players didn't really. Only this season I felt that where players were sitting on the bench and they were pissed off. It's the first time I've ever fighted for years. With Klopp, you never got that, and I think Klopp knows himself. These guys want to play. It's like because he's played football. Klopp, he ain't just become a manager, so he's played the game, so he knows how these guys are feeling. So, hence why he sort of probably made more of an effort with the subs.
Oh, he's a genius. Yeah, he's a genius at keeping them happy.
The best in the business for me.
Yeah, and especially with the wage structure as well.
Jurgen Klopp often praised Divock Origi, referring to him as a legend. Let me repeat that, as a legend.
He's a legend for me, 100%.
And highlighting his world-class striking ability and status as, and this is Jurgen Klopp speaking, by the way. This isn't me saying this, all right? This is Jurgen Klopp saying this. Jurgen Klopp referred to him as one of our best finishers. He said he's not only a world-class striker, he's a fantastic footballer, but Klopp also emphasized Origi's finishing ability, stating that he is our best finisher and that he is one of the best finishers he's ever seen. Jurgen Klopp has seen some incredible strikers in his lifetime.
Yeah, and yet, but I agree. But why didn't Klopp play him more?
Exactly, Bernie.
It's all right him saying that, but why didn't he, put his money where his mouth was and play
exactly, Bernie. Exactly. That's all tongue in cheek from Klopp. I'll take that with a pinch of salt. Because if you world class, then you be starting near enough. And I get people would say it's the magic free prime. But again, I'm not here for individuals. I'm here for the football club. Origi's banging 2 the next game. But that's, again, Klopp did a little bit of a slot for Origi. No matter what he did, we always bench him. We put him on the bench. And even if he started 60 minutes. So, again, I just take that with a pinch of salt, his comment, Klopp.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you think about it, Bobby Firmino was the main tool in that whole attack. Without him, it wouldn't have worked. While with Origi doing that, it's as simple as that, bro. Origi is a top finisher. Klopp played him as the second guy. Anytime there was a League Cup game, FA Cup game,
could play him on the left wing.
Bobby was
play
injured.
him as a striker.
Yeah, man. I think Origi got a lot of game time for us. So for me, I think, he ain't really lying there, Klopp. He ain't. What can he say? Bobby Firmino for me was the most important player out of them 3.
Not only that, Origi got a lot of quality time, or at least play when it came to obviously cup time and cup runs. He was obviously going to be picked as one of the top choices. But Origi, I understand. I understand Bernie's comment, but I got asked about would I keep Darwin or not, or blah blah blah, and I said, obviously Darwin wants to start, so he's not going to want to do the Origi role, but having that option of a player on the level of Origi on the bench that has given us so many moments, obviously, are key parts and points of why you'd want to have a player like that. Yes, not everyone. There's only 11 places on the pitch that can start. Obviously, once you start getting to the caliber of team that we have, you're going to have more than 11 players that probably and possibly could start on not only this team, but most teams around the world. And someone's going to have to hold bench. And the fact that, Origi just, kept it moving and did his job, cool. Some could, I don't think, Simicast could say slight. Simicast is, very similar in the sense that he's sitting there just kind of like, biding his time, being second fiddle to Robbo, getting into games, winning us FA Cups and stuff like that, Just do what you gotta do when called upon. It's the best question. It's the best relation. I'll say this. Go ahead, Brady.
I was going to say Klopp must have hypnotized them,
Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe he did.
And said, "You're absolutely fantastic, but we need you on the bench. Now you're going to be here, and when we call you on, you're going to get on there and you're going to do your absolute best. You're going to be a superstar. You're going to change the game. But until then, just park yourself there and watch."
Exactly.
I think. Yeah. Oh no, go ahead. You want to complete your thought?
No. For me, I just feel you cannot have world-class players as subs because it won't work. Because one day they're going to be knocking on the manager's door and saying, "Listen, I've had enough of that other guy playing up top. It's my turn now." So you need players like Elliott, Endo, Origi to fill in the gaps when needed. And these guys did the business. Elliott scored goals for us. Origi scored goals for us. And
your securities. Yeah, your securities.
These type of guys, bro. So hence why for me, I'm not a bit like the subs bench has got to be as good as the first 11. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, So for me,
you can make a shot for Joey G. Like Joey G could be a shot. Some people might think of. There was points where Joey G was at the top of the was one of the top center halves in the world. But
he's 28 now, yes. And I know Ante likes him. So for me, this season coming up, that guy has to get his fitness ready from now until the season starts, and take it from there. Because he could look. He's 28, bro. Prime time to play centre back. So a lot of people are thinking, you know what, we need to move this guy on now, when realistically he's at that age where he should be playing regular first team football next to Van Dijk. So,
I wish it was different status for Joey G, but I see what you're saying. The writing might be on the wall that he's going to be moving on. But I did combat Quasi's question, by the way, because obviously, Quasi was trying to stir the pot. So I did combat him by asking him, who's had more legendary moments? My follow-up with them was, and you can answer this in the chat too. I'd love to see what people say. I wish Brian was here for this one too. But Bernie, I'll go to Bernie first for this answer. Who's had more legendary moments? Ali or Kelleher?
I'm going to have to say Ali, simply for that goal.
Just for that goal. I know that goal gets so many points. That goal gets so many points. I know that. Actually, that goal is extra.
And it was so crucial to us at the time as well. It was almost like an Istanbul moment, that for me. So it's got to be Ali.
Ali got that goal, but technically, Kelleher's got a goal too that won us a cup.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So, yeah. But Ali's your vote. I got you.
Ali's my guy, yeah.
Okay. This is a little fun versus segment here, and then we're going to end it. But yeah, Lee, who would you go with? Ali, legendary moments. Ali versus Kelleher.
Ali.
Ali, I got you. All right. Considering, I'm just saying, we've gone to two, I think it was two, if not three, shootouts with Chelsea in finals, right? And our keeper was
Kelleher.
Just saying. He's had some moments.
One shootout he's played with Chelsea. The other was extra time.
Was it extra time? I thought I
Yeah.
did it go to okay. Then went to extra. Okay.
Yeah, you mean the FA Cup, but that was Ali was in goal for that.
Okay. All right. All right.
Didn't we have a shootout
We
in
did.
the year that we won the league and the FA Cup? Didn't we have a shootout with them in both finals? Was it Chelsea? We played them
Yeah.
in both
Yeah. And
finals.
I thought he played. I thought he played in both of those games.
No.
And
no,
normally,
just the one.
normally Klopp did allow for him to play in those runs. But
It was mad when he took his pen, wasn't it? And then Balaga skied his. He's sort of like been reborn at Bournemouth, hasn't he, Kepa? You can see he is a good goalie. He was never that much worth of goalie, though, like £75 million worth of goalie. But you can see he is decent, and Iraola's recycled them to a degree, hasn't he, at Bournemouth?
So it just proves the point, though, how good Kelleher is. You know, when we're trying to decide who's the best between him and Ali, who's classed as a world-class goalkeeper. So we're so lucky to have both of them.
yeah. By the way, he did. Kelleher started in both the 2024 final and the 2025 final. That was just right.
There's always been a special bond between Liverpool and its goalkeepers, between the fans and the goalies. You know, the cop and the goalie. Like, Brucey was legendary, like with his banter and that, and the way he'd play up to the crowd. Like, he was so funny. But yeah, Ray Clements, he was another one, like, legendary.
Yeah, I mean, Ray Clements, for me anyway, is still the best goalie that we've had.
Yeah, I couldn't go past Clem. I couldn't say Ali's better than Clem. That'd be hard for me to say. Like, even what's his name? Shanks' goalie, Tommy Lawrence. Like, the cock loved him.
Yeah.
He was brilliant, Tommy Lawrence. But Pepe Reina is another one, isn't he? The fans love Reina. Like, there's been loads, yeah. Dudek, the fans love Dudek.
With the legs, remember? Oh no, was that Grobbelaar? No, Dudek used to jump up and down, didn't he? But Grobbelaar with the wobbly legs.
Yeah. That save he did in the cup final against Everton, you know, where he had to run back and tip it over the bar when Graham Sharp headed it. It was going under the bar, and he got up dead athletically and tipped it away. It was just an iconic goalkeeper moment from Liverpool's past. That it was the standout moment of the day, actually. Like, he on a great day, winning the double for the first time in '86. But
I was going to say, you know what? You know what you're forgetting too. He was in that Real Madrid game, and he saved he had a penalty save against Mbappe. You remember that? That was this year. That was this year.
Yeah, nice saving Mbappe penalty. Yeah, that was it. And how he had some bloody
that could have been a major difference.
Yeah.
That could have been a major turn in the game if Mbappe stepped up and scores that. Was part of that 4-0 at Leverkusen, but didn't have much work really. But I thought I'd turn it on Quasi, since Ali is Quasi's boy. He loves Ali to death. So I thought it might be interesting. I thought there might be one or two people out there that might say Kelleher out there. Okay, I guess not.
I enjoyed Real Madrid.
That header from Alisson for me was like, that's what you dream about.
That's the mic drop. Yeah, that's the mic drop.
You know, like, come on. I've actually been on that road so many times where that West Brom Stadium is. It's like a proper Indian street of shopping and that. So it's something special that was that day. We got Champions League after that, didn't we?
Yeah. It was meaningful. It got us Champions League. I know.
I have to say,
it's not. It's also. I'm just thinking. I'm just trying to stir the pot myself, in the sense of saying, you know, it's not easy to be a keeper. You go, you score the goal, you score your penalty kick, and then you have to go right back into goal and try to stop the next, you know, and the next keeper from scoring his goal. And it is what it is. Yeah. So
out of the Champions League matches this season, I really enjoyed the the Leverkusen one at Anfield, the 4-0. Beating Real Madrid was very satisfying, but I really enjoyed that Leverkusen game because they were well in the game, weren't they, for long periods, but we came out of it with a 4-0 thanks to that Lucho hat-trick. It was just a really satisfying game that I felt really proud of the team after that night. Like, thought, yeah, that's a great performance. That.
Okay.
Well, that Plattenberg, Kev Hodge, just yesterday before the Champions League final, he was saying, like, look, that's sort of wrapped up, that is. You should be having the medical Monday, Tuesday. So for me, I'm the type of person, I never jump on any speculation. Like, for me, anyone can say anything. And things do collapse. A lot of transfers have collapsed. So I'm old school, shirt in hand, all that, you know, at the club, brick wall and stuff, Liverpool badge in the background. When that's happened, official, then we can celebrate. I don't like people who have already said we're getting Kirkus and Wirtz in. Frimpong signed. You've seen it. The guy's done his interviews. He's got the Liverpool top on, job done. Now you can put him in your plans. But anyone else, you can't, bro. You know, I think people go a bit OTT with we've got Wirtz in and Kirkus in. No, we haven't. You know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, just going by the conversation. I got you.
Yeah, they're saying the same by Leverkusen is holding out for 170 million euro.
Yeah.
Which the German side has been demanding all along.
Well, they were saying it was 100 and how much was it? About 139?
Yeah.
Like for me, 125 could be the number they should be looking at for make the both teams sort of happy. I think Liverpool are about 15, 20 short of theirs.
Still, the last thing you want to do is if a player has openly come out and said, this is the move he wants to make, this is what he wants to do, everything else. Yeah. And yet you're, as Leverkusen is then going to, you know, try to reportedly, as Kev is saying, we just spoke about how we didn't stand in the way of Kelleher moving, you know? I would have to think that Florian Wirtz has enough of a relationship with Leverkusen to say, if this is the deal he wants, make it happen. Don't get greedy.
What Frimpong said. Exactly what Frimpong said. Make it happen. Right. He said to his agent, make it happen. There you go.
And then it happens. Like, guys, and it's not going to be on some, we're going to get greedy and try to, like, milk every last dollar that we can out of this. I get it. This is a absolute great opportunity for you. But realistically speaking, Florian Wirtz does and has come out and said that he wants to make this deal happen. And I think that, you know, any reports of reports, they're just speculation. The deal, I don't believe, is done and dusted. I'm sure that they will do something.
He's supposed to have already house hunted and got his home because his mum and dad are his agents, aren't they? So they're supposed to.
Yeah.
They're supposed to. Have
you don't go through all that process to have, you know, a club say, we're going to hold out for 10, 20 more million now. No, dude. You make it happen.
Yeah, but I've already house hunted, bro.
Families, we've already agreed. We've already, we've made decisions on the future. Said our goodbyes possibly to our teammates.
Yeah, but imagine that deal collapses. I don't think it will, but imagine it does.
Yeah,
the humiliation of all the fan content creators, they're going to be jumped on by every other United fan, Arsenal, all them teams.
Yeah,
people get jealous when like as soon as Liverpool bought Frimpong, everyone's getting jealous. As soon as the Wirtz speculation came in, they were doing shows about it. These guys. United City fans, Liverpool are getting this guy and that. Come on, man. Yeah.
JK, I was reading today that it said that Wirtz had actually rung company up and apologised, thanked him for the offer. But said he was sorry, but he'd made his mind up. It was Liverpool.
Yeah, it says, just Googled it, says, no, the Florian Wirtz to Liverpool deal has not collapsed. While there were reports of a rejected offer and ongoing negotiations, it appears the deal is still progressing. The deal is still progressing. It's expected to be finalized soon. Multiple sources indicate Liverpool is close to signing
Max,
Wirtz.
Kev, you're both
Player
wrong.
reportedly leaning towards joining the club. Liverpool reportedly willing to pay a record fee, blah, 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 to secure the player. That's what this is saying.
And you know,
So-
there's no way Liverpool are backing out at this stage, are they? You know,
Nah.
after it's so far
Again.
ahead. Even for the sake of it, if it was 20 million, if they're going to spend big, they're not going to lose the play they want just for that. I don't think.
No.
And
And
again,
if anything,
say,
if it
Dante?
comes down to it, they would, if it's 10, 20 million that they're quote unquote looking for, then, you figure out ways to make it work,
No,
If it means possibly including an Elliott in the deal, you make it work that way. Or if it means like you figure out what it is, what it will take to make it work.
Like, how do we know that buyer want 170 euros max? Like, I always love how people bring everything to the table. It is what it is. Like, God knows what it
Max,
is.
Kev, listen, I get you being a fan for Liverpool for 20 years. That doesn't do anything for me. We've all been fans for how long? That doesn't do anything for me. That's not impressing me. I'm just telling you, just like there's fans that got gassed and just as soon as he's definitely coming, deal's done, this deal's done tomorrow. No, it's not. Just the same, you're going on Sky Germany when there's other sources saying the deal's confirmed. The deal is ongoing. Come on, like Bernie and JK, let's make it make sense, Max and Kev. They're not gonna they're not Bayern Leverkusen and Liverpool have been talking, they're in good relations. All it is negotiating in terms of money, potential pay hike, and the deal ain't collapsed. The player has said he wants to go. Once a player has affirmed, like Trent, he wants to go, then it's all about the clubs.
Yep.
So they're trying to play mind games, and we're not into mind games. That's just is. So I'm sorry, all this still collapsing. You're jumping on the bandwagon too quickly.
And the thing is, bro, the guy I always sort of make fun of from Sky Germany, his name Plattenberg guy, he's really cheesy in that. But yesterday, he was outside the Munich Allianz Arena, exactly in the spot where there's a hot dog lady at the train station. Like, he was there. That's where we sort of camped, and the connection between Sky England and him was really poor. And anyway, and he said this. He says, "Look, Wirtz is like 50 miles down the road training with Germany. Okay, he is ready to go and have his medical either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday." That's the words he came out with. And he sort of he's the main guy in Germany, this Plattenberg guy, bro. He's the type of, that's Scully from Sky Sports. They're them two type of guys anyway, yeah. So he's saying that now. So they're ready to rumble. Like, he wants to get the deal done, the medical done. And he's with the Germany camp right now. Well, asking me, we're going to go with that, ain't you? You're going to say, okay, this guy's Germany. He's connected to the German base, wherever it is, and he's going to find out straight away what's happening with that deal. And he said it. Normally he talks actually rubbish, but he was live on TV while he was giving this interview, before the Champions League final. So
we'll see.
Because right at the beginning when they said it's going to be 170 million, say, they're supposed to have said 140, didn't they? But just say they said it was 170. At that stage, Liverpool, if they had no intentions of paying that, would have turned around and said, if that's your final offer, your lowest offer, well, there's no deal to be talked about, and walked away. You don't carry on negotiations for weeks or a few weeks if you're never going to go near that figure. If you have to come to it, you'd state that right at the beginning, wouldn't you?
It's true. It's true.
Right. I'm just asking. I mean, look.
But when you look at it, though, quickly, we paid 29.3 million for Frimpong. When you look at it, really, we could have ended up paying 50 million for him, for example. So for me, there's money there, what we've saved on the Frimpong deal, to sort of use it for that Wirtz deal if needed. That's my opinion. Because getting Frimpong for 29 million, bro, that's a bit of a bargain when you really look at it.
Yeah, and I definitely think there's a player, either Harvey or Quansah. I think there's another player involved in that deal to bring the price down, I think.
I think perfect for Harvey for me.
Yeah.
With the comeback clause. Go for 2 years because he's only 22. So he'll be 24, 25, come back to Liverpool after if it works.
Come back,
out.
come back with a vengeance.
Perfect. That would be the option for me.
Yeah, if it needs to be that, but will Harvey go to Leverkusen? That's another thing on top.
I think he would, bro. I think he's probably seen how the English lads sort of go there and sort of shine. And he might think, you know what? I've been a sort of sub for. I was about to say super sub then.
Yeah.
I've been a sub. I see what I mean. He gets it. He probably think, you know what? Why not? I love Liverpool, but I don't think Arnie's going to start me every game. It ain't going to happen anytime soon. So for me, he's the type of sort of guy. I would miss him at Liverpool because I think he's a valuable guy to come off the bench when you need him sometimes. But he wants to be playing games all the time. He's at that age now. He's thinking, I've been playing football for years. I should be starting every Saturday, Wednesday, you know?
Well, he's intimated as well, isn't he? Because he said, for my game, for my progression, I've got to look at what's best for me. He's intimating that he's up for a move. He knows.
Yeah, it's true. It's how they say things, don't they?
Yeah.
And then he was crying, wasn't he? You know, after the celebration last week.
Yeah.
I think he knows. He doesn't want to. He probably knows he's got to.
Yeah, he's for his career anyway. And I always said if Harvey's gonna go, I don't want a Gibbs White. I don't want someone just a little. You gotta get a world class upgrade. And obviously potentially when we see him with the shirt, Wirtz is the guy. So that's the only time I want to see Elliot go. And just to reiterate, Max and Kev, because you're doing this little, no problem. That's your opinion. And this thing of 150, the deal has not collapsed. It's been rejected. There's a big difference. And number two, Kev, you'll finish all the build. Guess what, Kev? JK, he lives in Germany. So JK knows all the contacts, everyone that you're saying. So if JK tells me the deal is dead, then I will believe him. No disrespect, but if JK has told me he's in Germany, so just to clarify that, Kev, he knows all the outlets. He's in there. He will know straight away. If he tells me he's dead, then I'll believe him. That's all.
Yeah, I'm on. I am actually on the Sky Sports Germany, German site, Sky Sports Germany. You would think that would be most likely would be some first page news. There's nothing on here about that.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Their main guy yesterday was saying the guy's waiting to do his pedicle in the next few days.
Yeah, I'm on it right now.
And I'm not a big fan of that plan.
We can come to an agreement. I think we can definitely come to an agreement, and we wouldn't have went into the negotiations. I don't think it'll scare us off being told we have to pay a bit more. I mean, you'd expect this in transfers. It's a lot of money. They're trying to pay as little as they can because it's an awful lot of money. So
yeah.
I think it'll be up to game, won't it? Like, and maybe the deal might be altered or something, like with the outgoing player. I don't know. It just did seem a little bit too convenient that Harvey would be going there in replacement for Wirtz coming here. But we'll wait and see anyway.
We'll wait and see. I just think it's interesting. It seems like it's more like the energy is. It seems like the energy is more about it being wrong, so you can slate the owners, than it is it being.
What can you say to the owners, bro?
I mean, like, it's like that's what the energy kind of sounds like. It is. You're more about some people are more interested in being right about the owners are cheapskates or whatever.
Just to justify that. That's not.
Yeah, just to justify.
That's
the kind of energy it seems like.
I'd rather
because, like, realistically, you know, you're talking about some random, I guess, report on Sky Sports Germany that I'm on the site now that I don't see anything about. I guess apparently you've been making false claims on a lot of channels for a few days now. So
just tell us, Kev, are you a United fan? It's all right.
Yeah, we'll be all right with it.
We'll be
all right if you're a United fan.
That
It'll
was the
have
first,
to.
that
If
was
it,
the
if
Don't
it's,
worry, apparently there's no medicals. He's collapsed. No one said about anything about medical.
yeah.
the first, as soon as that come out, I thought, is this guy, for another channel just coming on to cause mischief?
No,
Yeah,
he don't need to
Kev was a
block
bit.
him. He's only having a laugh, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's having a laugh, man.
Nah,
Come
it's
on.
his opinion. Yeah,
This
yeah.
is his opinion, bro. I like that. His comedy, actually. I like him. it's a laugh, man. Come on. No need to
Alright.
block
These
no one
men to
in that
stop
way.
just dominating English football under Klopp. They're a joke. Oh, my
Hey, hey,
Yeah.
Lee. Hey, hey, Lee. Hey, hey,
You would
Lee.
think, yeah. I mean, like if the deal were to collapse, and there'd be more than just one outlet reporting it.
But he's right
Okay.
there. But he's right about we would have dominated English football under Klopp if the owners sort of put their hands in their pocket, Mel, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Someone asked him a Liverpool question from 1970. Lee, ask him a question from back in the days about Liverpool. Let's see if he gets it right.
Okay,
Go on, Lee.
Go, Lee.
Lee's the guy to go to.
Yeah.
What season did Bruce Grolar make his debut for Liverpool in?
That's to you, Kev.
Oh, Kev, that's a good one.
Expect this to be quick, lads. Ultra quick.
Yeah, no Google
Yeah.
quick. No Google search.
Yeah.
There you
can't
go. I'm
Google
asking
it,
you a
Kev.
question.
Kev, did you hear the question, or you want Lee to repeat it again?
You're just Googling it.
Yeah. That's funny. Anyways,
We've got a Kev.
I
We've
don't.
got a
I
Kev,
don't
innit?
think. I don't know if he might not even been born in that era. He said he's only watched him for 20 years. Liverpool for 20
Oh, yeah,
years,
that's
so-
true, innit? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 20. Oh, yeah.
so
Oh, right. Oh, 5. Yeah. So you
I'm
wouldn't know.
giving him-
No, it's no point, Lee.
I'm trying to
wouldn't
help
know.
you out. I'm trying to help you out, Kev.
Yeah.
It's all-
He said 20
So-
years, so yeah. So he wouldn't know that, Lee. I've just realised, yeah. 12's right.
You would have watched him, and basically, he's saying the year we won the Champions League when he became a fan. Basically,
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Who
you're
did
right, 12.
Liverpool- Okay,
3
I'll
years
ask him a
ago.
question.
3
Who
years
did
ago.
Liverpool replace?
no. The year we won the Champions League is when he became a fan.
Well, was that COVID or?
No. Champions
05,
League.
Champions League.
05.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Kev Hodge, bro. I
Because he
think
said 20 years. He said he's been a fan of Liverpool for 20 years. That'd be
Oh,
2005.
Istanbul one.
Yeah, Istanbul. Yeah. And he says any question from 2000. He's on it. He's on it. Okay.
Who
Who
was the manager
scored
after
Liverpool's
Stanley?
7th goal in the
Oh gosh. Okay.
in
Anyway.
the 7-0 away win at Stoke in the 2000-2001 treble winning season? We beat Stoke, I think it was 7-0 away. And who scored the 7th goal? There's one for you. It says any question, like, so I took you at your word.
You've upset us, Kev.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I was like,
Kev,
yeah.
top. All right, Kev. Easy. He knows his stuff. Oh, Kevy. Oh, well done, Kev. Got that one right from the Kevin. Kevin to Kev. Kev to Kevin. Oh, it's all coming in the chat.
Oh, I knew a lot of Kevins over the year, lots of Kevins in Liverpool.
Walter Mader's a good little striker at Stuttgart, Red for Life. He's all right. He's all
Yeah.
right.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah,
Would
he's
it be?
not bad.
Would you say J.K. Liverpool?
Nah,
Did
no,
play
not
for-
for
no?
me.
Okay,
Nah.
there it is. I've heard of the name, but I haven't seen him.
Kevin, the thing about it was that was a trick question he just asked you. Because Liverpool defeated Stoke. Liverpool in 2000-2001 season, Liverpool defeated Stoke City 8-0, not 7-0. So you
That's funny.
We're playing with
This is the guy I had in my head anyway, because he scored a tailor of a free kick with his left foot in that thrashing of Stoke.
Yep. Match took place November 29, 2000, in the fourth round of the League Cup. It was Stoke's worst home defeat ever. So,
Well, that was before he popped up in the Prem as a really stubborn opponent in later years. But yeah, Stoke, mate, what a terrible team to play. Like when Tony Pulis had them, I hated playing Stoke, and I didn't like their fans at all. A lot of their fans are gobshites as well, Stoke.
Lee, can you give Kev a proper question, please? He's just asked for it.
Goodness. Oh goodness. No, we believe you, Kev. You're a Liverpool fan. You're a Liverpool fan. That's what you. If you take I don't know. I don't say pride. You know, joy in our downfalls, being that we might not be getting this player. Then, you know, that's also the era of internet football that we live in. So. I'm hoping that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're right or wrong, but I am definitely saying that I, at this moment right now, do not care. Just don't. So Max has got your back. Don't worry. Max has got your back. I got you. Max. So before we end, because we were supposed to end like 20 minutes ago, until we got started into this not trying to end the show on some negative, bad vibes, trying to end on good vibes. Is there anything you want to say to people? Do you have anything coming up on your show on LRFC? Nolante?
Yeah, I think JK, we're gonna do a pre-recorded show, preferably tomorrow. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, pre-recorded one. So yeah, just guys check us out on there. Obviously, we'll do some more stuff with.
Is this a new one, Nilante? I haven't heard of this channel before.
Oh yeah,
It's
probably part we're part of the channel, me and JK now. So my own YouTube is not good. I don't need it anymore now. I'm already in 3 channels.
Yeah, right.
So don't tell anyone about yours and JK's channel. Just go straight to this new one.
But yeah, you can. I mean, my one's there. I mean, it's up to people. I'm not bothered about it anyway. If you want to mention it, it's fine. I'll put stuff up there just for whatever purposes, you know. People want to go in there now. But in terms of my own YouTube channel, I've just got to knock it because I've been demanded. I've been sending contracts, Bernie.
You're in demand.
I'm in demand, yeah.
All right.
But yeah, Bernie, that one. So it's LRFC. So it's Reds. It's Reds Forever, right, JK?
Yep.
Liverpool
Reds Forever.
Liverpool Reds for the channel. Yeah, so it has Fozzie and I'm on there as well, Bernie. Me and JK. So sometimes there's the 3 of us. Sometimes it's just me and JK. So it's a mix. So yeah, we're on there. 100%.
Even Lee comes on sometimes, Brian.
Yeah, Lee comes on with his 1980 stories. Brian comes on there.
I think Brian came on the other week, no?
Yeah, I was on there.
Yeah, Tom's on there, Brian.
Yeah, that was good as well.
Yeah.
And Bernie.
Guys, you
know?
He's
a LRFC exactly. is I did one of my I've done some watch-alongs, but that was one of the few watch-alongs I've done for LRFC actually.
Fozzie, yeah.
Yeah.
Fozzie's a top lad.
Yeah.
Liverpool fan.
Sounds Fozzie.
Yeah. So I'll put his link in as well. So if you ain't subscribed to him, guys, like you can give him a subscribe as well.
Yeah. So Bernie, when you're ready as well, come on that side of the show as well. So yeah,
Bernie. I'll subscribe, and then when get the thing the next time we're on, I'll put your link in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and then let us know, Bernie. Just like come on if you can as well. You know, you're always welcome. That's the lady of Liverpool.
Lady B.
Lady B, yeah, I like
Lady
that.
B, yes. You with your classy of vintage rosé, Lady B.
Lady B, yeah. That's your hip hop name, I think, or something like that.
Hey, it's over the mill.
12 knows. Get the champagne on ice if I'm coming on, not
Yeah.
Indeed.
The green room.
Indeed.
My demand's on as big as Lady Gaga's, but you never know.
Okay, Lady Gaga, she's small potatoes compared to you, Lady B.
You never know, Lady
B. She ain't got your catalogue.
Well, do you know what, guys? Can I just say before 12 gets rid of us? I mean, says good night. I've got Sky Sports on, and there's nothing about any deal. I've just put the headlines on. Sky
Exactly.
News, Sky Sports News. There's nothing about Wirtz falling through anywhere.
Indeed,
I know.
Beanie and Kev,
I
you need
know.
to stop this, man. It's getting over. It's getting over
I
too much now.
know. I know.
I've seen
It's
it all.
almost,
I've
like
just
I said, it sounds like I said, it's like it's more like either a troll or agenda or something. Look, I mean, if it is going to happen, let it happen.
Mhm.
And when it happens and it's being reported and it's all out there and it's everything else, then we'll deal with it. But if it's not, hey, stop trying. I mean, you don't have to be the one that says "I told you so" for this one.
There is something I was going to ask you guys before and chat, just an opinion. But when you look at it, we know Ten Hag's going to Leverkusen, and he's going in. You think about Slot coming here, and they say to Slot, "You've got a spine of a good team. Keep it for 12 months. We'll back you. We'll get you some good players." On the other hand, you've got Xabi Alonso's, got them to a fantastic position. He leaves. Ten Hag comes in. They're selling Wirtz off, who's probably the best player. Frimpong, we've already got him. So what's their plans? That's what I'd like to know. Are they
Do you think that? Let me just say this real quick. Do you think Florian Wirtz is like, you know what? I want to stay with Ten Hag.
Yeah, possibly not.
Yeah.
No, but what's their motivation? Are they short of cash or something that they're prepared to lose a winning team and lose a manager? What's their motivation, Joel? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
The club. What's the club's motivation? I mean,
their motivation right now is
the best.
maybe they go for. Oh, sorry. Say it quickly. I'll let you land. But maybe it's now they're just trying to get up enough money so they can go in for Anthony. Maybe they go in for Ten Hag's guy Anthony and brings him to Leverkusen.
you just think that after the season they've had, you'd want to hold on to that success. So why would you let your team be ripped apart? It doesn't make sense to me. I just wondered, are they short of cash? Have they got to raise the money? Or was it a fluke with Alonso? Or
no, the way that it was for me, because I know Lee wanted to say something. I was going to say the way it was for me is that it's always been the fact that Germany is Bayern Munich and everyone else, and it's like. If you're able to get these high price deals, I mean, we saw who Marmoush came from Frankfurt, right? Was it Frankfurt? He was on. Right? Am I right or wrong? JK, Mate, do you remember? Or Lee, do you remember? But point of why I'm saying is because they were actually competing in the league at the time that they made that deal in January, but yet you're taking away one of their top players. Who not many teams. It was Frankfurt. Not many teams do that. Not many teams say, okay, we're in the running for at least certainly Champions League, and we're going to allow for you to take one of our best players to possibly, impact us that you might not be contending for the league, but at least getting a Champions League position for Frankfurt is humongous. It is very important for them. So which is interesting. They were willing to sell one of their best players mid-January.
Oh, have you seen what Kev's just put? Wirtz is staying.
Mm. Yeah, no, he's I don't know. I think that's a joke.
I think Kev is just trying to be a troll, or why did he He's trying to,
he's very bored.
Really?
He's bored and looking for something to do.
I don't think he's a Liverpool fan, man. I think he's been doing some Google research just to make sure.
That was funny. That was funny that he had the answer for 7-0 when it was really 8-0. That was kind of funny. But all good. We need Norm here to answer those questions. Norm knows. Norm was probably at the game, so he can tell you.
Norm's having a drink with Wirtz. He's teaching them. He's
Yeah,
saying,
exactly.
this
But
is
you
your
don't
new
know that one,
song,
Kev. Norman and Wirtz having a drink of the pub.
Coopers with Tracy.
Coopers,
There
yeah.
you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
Lee's on the bad boy list. Hence is with us tonight.
Norm singing to
Oh
Florian.
man.
There's your new song, Florian.
Yeah. I didn't see your. I didn't even see your question, to be honest with you, Kev. He says you couldn't answer your question. If you put it in again,
Kev,
maybe
you really are trolling. I'm not gonna lie, Kev, because the Twitter and everything feed, there's nothing that has said Wirtz is being rejected. He's staying. The deals keep happening. So, Kev, you can keep going on about your contacts and what you've been reading, mate. Honestly, it's
Like
not
I
looking
said,
good for you, Kev. It's not
yeah.
looking good
I
for
think
you.
he's asking, will you be gutted? Only thing I'm gutted about is the fact that it seems like you're taking personal joy in trying to make every Liverpool fan here sad or disappointed. We don't do that here. We're trying to keep it positive, trying to keep it upbeat, and we're certain each other's heads high. So look at it that way, my red. If you're a proper red, in my mind, you allow for it to be. You allow for the cards to fall where they need to fall, and you'll just we'll keep it moving together. We're supposed to walk together, you know. So let's make it happen. Bernie, is there anything you'd like to say to the people before we dock the yacht to the port here?
No, just
That's JK's line. Yeah.
dock
Yeah.
the yacht. Is that
Dock the yacht.
a new expression? Let's dock the
No way.
yacht.
This is
Along
dock
with
the yacht.
our German correspondent JK answer that in German.
That could be your Lady B catchphrase. Let's dock the yacht.
My Lady B catchphrase is Parker, yes, me lady.
Okay.
That's a good old British day,
Lady-
love. It's a good old
Lady
British bird.
Penelope.
Yeah,
That
he
was
was the
true.
driver, wasn't he, Parker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bernie,
Let's
Was
go-
it Lazy Penelope or something? It was,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Let's get the
Yeah.
Rolls Royce, Parker, and go. Yes,
I
me
never
lady.
liked that when I was a kid. I thought it was rubbish. I liked other ones similar, but not that one, really.
did you like Only Fools and Horses, Lee?
Fools and Horses, yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
why are you Bernadette? Only Fools and Horses?
No, I wasn't that mad on that, to be honest.
Nah, I love it. It's my favourite
Do
ever.
you?
Oh, I love it. What a comedy.
Mm.
It's just classic Cockney, just like funny, man. Oh, what a show.
I liked keeping up appearances. I think the name
Yeah,
of the
keep it.
show.
That was based in where I live, that was actually.
Oh, really? I like that show's funny to me.
Yeah, that
House
was
of
funny.
Bouquet.
Bouquet. It was bucket, but they called it bouquet.
Yeah,
didn't they?
House
yeah,
of
that was right. It was
Oh, she
You
was
mean
wicked. What an actress.
Bouquet.
I think she's from Liverpool, actually, her. I'm sure.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm sure she's from Liverpool. Someone was saying that.
Yeah,
Or
she
someone
is
around there.
Patricia Routledge. So is Onslow. You know, he used to be Eddie H in Coronation Street, and then
he
he's in
was.
Heartbeat. Jeffrey Hughes.
Benny, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah, I used to have funny in Coronation Street as Eddie Yates when I was a kid because
Yeah, he was a
like he
bin
lived
man,
with the
wasn't he?
Ogdens, didn't he? Do you remember Eddie?
Yeah,
He
was
was
it?
really funny.
Lee, was he in Boys from the Black Stuff? That guy.
No, Jeffrey Hughes. No, not in Boys from the Black Stuff. No.
Well, okay.
That's when
All right.
TV was good, bro. I think
Mm.
back in the days, it was proper, you know?
Yeah.
Proper. It was just simple as well. No extra, like, effects, no spaceships, nothing. Just straightforward life, you know? And it was just, like, best TV you can get.
Well,
right.
I mean, anyone who's seen the original Doctor Who's, where the Daleks, it's just like, it's a toilet brush on the end of
You know what I mean? I've never been into that Doctor Who and stuff like that. It ain't my cup of tea. It ain't my, you know, Star Trek and Star Wars and all that. Not my
How about
cup of
you,
tea, man.
Troll? Did you get that? Did you ever see that? You know, like Doctor Who and that sort of stuff.
I've seen Doctor Who. We have it's
You
on
like it?
it's on PBS for us. rather,
Okay.
because we get a lot of the programming. I liked Faulty Towers. That was
Oh, I
one of
love
the things I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
I'm
John
trying to-
Cleese, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the other people do nothing. People doing nothing. I think it's the name of what is it?
Yeah,
Show?
yeah.
That show I really like. That's the show that I really like. It sounds sad that I'm messing up its name, but
Do you know what surprised me? The Americans like Benny Hill more than the Brits.
Benny Hill was my
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love
And the
Benny.
big
Germans.
Benny Hill fan. When you come over and come on
Benny
there,
Hill
the
wouldn't-
word Snoop Dogg, yeah.
He wouldn't last 1 minute in today's PC
No, he wouldn't.
politically correct
Oh, no.
environment. But back then, oh yeah, Benny
And I-
Hill
No.
was
Yeah,
Benny Hill was
Snoop
the
Dogg
man.
said his favourite part from Benny Hill was when Benny used to slap the little small bald old fellow with glasses, and he was like quite
Oh,
gummy
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
And Benny
Oh,
flattened
yeah.
him on the head. That's what Snoop Dogg was into, because the interviewer asked him, he said, "You like Benny?" Yeah. He went, what you like about it? And he goes, "I like the bit when this happens." And I was laughing my head off because it is funny, that bit. Like, he was called Jackie Wright, the actor. That was his role to look. He was like a man of about 75, like, you know what I mean? He was just come on, like, standing there and like, and looking fuddled.
And the other guy that he had on, who had like big googly eyes, do you remember? Oh, I can't remember what his name was on that as well. But like you say, he was so un-PC now, wouldn't he? He'd never get away with it.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Different
I
times.
watch there was another one too. It was like it was a department store. I forget the name of it.
Oh, Are You Being Served?
Are you being served? Okay.
Yeah. And that's Dowboy now.
What I've been
that's old.
enjoying.
I know these are all old, but that's what they show
Yeah.
us some of the reruns on PBS. They would show some of the reruns of some of the older ones. I watch like obviously Top Boy, but like I watch also the It Crowd sometimes,
Mhm.
or I'm trying to think of there's another one too. Luther, I love Luther.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
That was very good.
I haven't seen it.
And
Nice to see you.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say nice to see Ian. I haven't seen him in a while. Good to see you, man.
Oh,
Ian
word,
MC.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. There was another show. I'm trying to think. It was called. What the heck was it called?
Rising Damp? No.
No, there was this show. It was about like not Cyborg. It was like trying to remember what it was, who it was, because it has actually the mom in the movie or in the TV series was
Absolutely Fabulous, was it?
no. Oh, that one is funny. I know exactly what you're talking about. That one's funny. No, the mom is from the girl that's in the It Crowd plays in this other movie where she's a mom, and it's about like androids. It's like I want to say it's like
I think
it's a
her
really
name's
good. It's good.
Catherine Parkinson, is it the one you mean from the IT crowd? Yeah.
Yeah. Let me double check. Yeah, Catherine Parkinson. Catherine Parkinson is the plays in it, and she plays. It's Humans. It's called Humans. I don't know if you ever heard seen that or not. If you haven't, some call me the Netflix Whisperer. I think that's on like that might be on Amazon, I think, or something like that. But it's a British movie where it's like they make these androids that are human like, and there's this whole like generation of androids that obviously help out with chores or being nannies and but then the androids start to adjust and become more human like, and there's advocates to give them rights and make them equally. It's almost like Westworld in a sense, very Westworld with the kind of vibe it gets off. But it's an interesting take. Very interesting take. But those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head.
Did you get the British office with
Yeah. I mean, I watch extras. I watch. I don't. I'm not. I like Ricky Gervais. He's a good. I think he can be funny.
How about what's the other one with Steve Coogan?
Ali G. I like Ali G.
Oh, Ali G. The one with Steve Coogan. What's that one, Lee? You know, with Steve Coogan in.
Alan Partridge.
Yeah, Alan Partridge.
Oh, where he's the radio host, right? That
former
is
TV
funny.
star. Oh, isn't it nice, isn't it? You know what I've been watching the last few days? An American channel where an American watches things, and I've watched him watching Alan Partridge, and he's laughing his head off. The channel's called King Boomer. I don't know where in America he is, but he loves British comedy, and it just shows you him watching it and laughing his head off. I laugh almost as much at his reactions.
Oh,
they're funny, some of them.
Oh, he is funny.
Have you seen Googlebox 12? It's like a show where in England they're couples and that just chilling at yard after work and that watching TV.
Oh, and they watch the TV, right?
Bro, there's one.
Yeah.
There's one woman and a guy, and they're like, there's about 20-year age difference between them, and they're in there like a camper sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, like they're for me, they're too funny. Them two together watching TV, too funny.
Yeah. He is. Yeah, that show. I've seen that show before, but the guy you're talking about from the radio host guy that you're just talking, he is funny. He was in Tropic Thunder too.
He is. Google by Steve Coogan. Yeah, he's been in quite a few films.
Yeah.
We're in that, with Steve Coogan, where he's got the Geordie guy who works in the in the motel, and he can't understand a word he says. He's talking like that.
Yeah, I love it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love it when he's.
Oh.
No, you finish, Barry. You finish.
I know you guys are gonna you guys say Jinx, buy me a Coke or something pretty soon. So I don't know if that's a saying. That's a saying here. When you say the same word at the same time, you say Jinx, buy me a Coke. That's
right. No, we don't.
One of the sayings here.
No, I was just going to say, when he takes himself so serious in it, doesn't he? And his secretary is like so downtrodden, isn't she? I can't remember what her name is in it. It's hilarious.
It's what you said about the Geordie that I wanted to comment on, because I was watching the line that cracked me up in it is like where he was speaking to him, and he comes in to get in the lift, and the Geordie guy's there, like, I don't know, clean something, whatever. And he goes, hello, Michael. And he speaks to him in Geordie, like, and he goes, I always find it hard to understand the Geordie people. And then he speaks to him again, and he goes, that was just a noise.
He's so insulting, isn't he? And then,
sorry, that one was just a noise.
Then he gets himself the Eastern European girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
And he's having a house built for them. He's living in a caravan outside.
He's lazy,
That's funny. Kev, welcome to the station or channel. It's very interesting. I mean, we have some of the most knowledgeable people on our panel when it comes to history of this, because most of these people have lived the history a lot longer than I won't say who of the panel, but some longer than 20 years. And it is, like I said, very interesting. You're trying to, you don't have to, you don't have to get rude about it. You asked about WFGS. I don't know what that means, but yeah, now we're going a little bit too far. So, yeah, you asked about things from 2000, and then you ended up talking about you asked for things from 2000, then you asked a question about summer of 1999. That is suspect. I'm gonna have to put a little time.
But I did think Hoopier cost a $5 and a bag of chips. It's around there.
I knew Kev was a troll. He's a blatant troll.
Salt and vinegar.
Yeah, you can tell.
Oh, yeah, there's an extent where you can play. It can be fun and banterful, but let's not get disrespectful to anyone in the chat, much less the panel as well. We take our time to try to present you some content. There's plenty of channels out there. If you're not interested in the chat or our content, then there's other channels that you can be a part of, but you don't have to be rude about it. So
just have a laugh, though. That's the main thing.
Just have a laugh, yeah. Is he having a laugh? Is he having a laugh?
Bring
having a fucking
bring
laugh.
him back.
Is he having a laugh? There you go. There you go.
Tom's got the
All
burning
right,
gin.
now, chill the puppy.
Yeah,
Oh, mate. Yeah, mate. You telling me you're having a laugh, Tom, mate?
you're having a laugh.
You American, mate?
Go
You
get
don't
your
sound
laugh.
American, mate, but British, mate. Be
There you
steak
go.
and kidney pies, mate. Steak and kidney, mate. Yeah, mate. Proper English, mate. Yeah,
No.
get in there.
Nilante. Are you having a giraffe? Not a laugh, a giraffe.
Yeah, giraffe.
Having a giraffe.
Oh,
There you
you're
go.
off there, Burns. Yeah,
There
mate.
you
Me and old Lee, mate, go to the pub, mate. Old Tracy
Yeah.
Boo. She won't
There you
be
go.
there. She's down the Strand. Get on
Is it time to
Strand.
go? Is it time to go
She's
down?
down the Strand with Jeffrey Giraffe from Toys R Us.
What, having a
Yeah,
laugh?
Toys R Us.
Having a laugh?
Funny.
Indeed. Have enough.
No,
Hey,
Jeff,
you know what, Tom?
That's from the
Tom.
extras, by the way. That's right. That was his like catchphrase in the extras. I think it was extra. Yeah, it was extras.
Extra, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the one that he was the one where he had like the curly hair. This is Gervais's role in extras. It was funny.
that was his syrup. His syrup of figs, a wig.
Oh,
Yeah. But you want to talk about ringlets? He was ringlets in that one. He had ringlets hair in that one. He had Harvey Elliott's hair in that one. It was a little bit less stylish, but Gervais's hair was definitely on this other settings. Look, people, we're gonna let you guys go. 3 hours of content. It was only supposed to be a 2-hour show, but it ended up being an extra hour. So I hope that you enjoyed it. And hopefully, hopefully Kev understands that this is a place where Reds try to go to be amongst Reds in support of each other, not trying to bring down the mood or make us, sad or especially not to get rude towards each other and call each other names. So hopefully that's a place that you would want to be a part of. If you do, hopefully you'll come back. But all the same, please do, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Tomorrow we'll be back. I think we're going to hopefully we can get the fantasy football results put in now that the season's come to a close. We have a winner. We're going to be getting them the winner's prize as well. We can hopefully get in team of the season, maybe even moments of the season. So so shout out to Mark A and the likes who is our champion. And I'll see you in Europe, Mark. I did make top 4. So hey,
Mark A,
recognize.
We'll have a little run through everything tomorrow.
Yeah. So we'll do that. Join us then. Go ahead, Bernie. You want to say something real quick?
Sorry, I was just going to say, do you think Kev was Max in disguise?
Yeah, maybe he was. Maybe it's Max is like, let me stir the pot a little bit.
Well, maybe Dara, because he just shot off like randomly.
Oh, he did shut off. Yeah, he did.
I never seen him again.
Early. And he's like, he's like something about the ring.
Even Brian.
Maybe.
Brian.
Yeah, Brian having a laugh with him. You know what I mean?
I see you when I come back. Brian was not here.
Yeah.
There you go.
He thought, what name can I pick? Kev. Yeah, I'll
Brian.
pick Kev.
This is Brian. I need a bit of a new thing going on the channel. I'll pretend I'm somebody else.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Brian's been learning from Norm too much.
Yeah, there you go. But big up to the panel for joining us. Big up to Brian that was with us earlier. Big up to Nilante. Big up to Lady B. Big up to Scouts League. Big up to JK. And big up to each and every one of you out there in the chat. We do appreciate the love. Appreciate the fact that you are making this channel grow, and we continue to grow, and appreciate the fact that you're here with us while we get to those levels. So until tomorrow, we wish you all the best. And we do. Oh, yeah. Well, we know, Max. You're definitely not. We never would say you're part of some flock.
You have your own opinion. I like that.
Yes, you definitely have your own opinion. So
That's good to have.
so it's good times. It's good times.
Bless
So
Jimmy.
definitely. Bless up to each and every one of you. We will see you guys
Bless.
back tomorrow, hopefully, and we will catch you up then. But until then, up the Reds each and every time, people. Try to uplift each other, not tear each other down. That's the key part.
Bless Kevin. Yeah.
Let's go. Proper Reds.
Max, I'm a tiger that loves cakes.
Cakes in it.
What, lemon
I
drizzle?
don't even know. I
Good
don't
night,
even know what that
everyone. Good night.
means.
Good
Yeah.
night.
Good night, people. Good night.
Good night.